We're going to be talking about 25 website traffic methods exposed, and these are going to be 25 proven methods to get targeted traffic to your website. This is going to be a two-part series, so this first session is going to cover traffic methods 1 through 10, and these are not in any particular order. These are basically just an overview of 10 different proven traffic methods that you can use to get traffic to your website, to build your leads, to drive sales, whatever your goal is online, make affiliate income. These methods will apply for any kind of website. Website traffic and your business. Without website traffic, your online business simply will not survive. It's an essential part of your business. You need people coming into your quote-unquote store, so to speak. It's just like an offline business. They need foot traffic. You need web traffic. You need browsers on your website. Whether it's your blog, you're trying to build leads up, whatever the case is, your business needs web traffic. Traffic brings you the audience that takes action on your site. Again, without people on your website, no action is going to take place. No list building is going to take place. No sales will take place. No affiliate commissions will happen. You can't sell advertising space on your website if nobody's there. So you need web traffic. Targeted website traffic is the absolute best type of traffic. You're better off getting a targeted visitor, meaning somebody that's really interested in the material on your website, than you are if you just get a casual web browser that may just be targeted to, let's say, just the United States. Well, they could be interested in all kinds of stuff. Like, you would be better off getting 1,000 people that are interested in model trains on your model train website than if you had 10,000 visitors that are just US browsers, for example. Maybe they're just targeted to the country, and you have 10,000 of those. You're going to get much better result from the 1,000 people that are model train enthusiasts. So you don't necessarily have to have, it's not about having the absolute most traffic, but it's having a good amount of targeted traffic. That's going to achieve the results that you're looking for. One thing with traffic that's really important is you do not want to put all your eggs in one basket. And when I say that, I simply mean you don't want to focus on too many website traffic methods what you don't want to do is you don't want to focus on one in particular traffic method. And so that would be like, you don't want to have your only traffic source be Google pay-per-click, because as many people may know, at any point Google could decide to change things. They could double or triple the price you're paying per click. They could decide to close your account down because you don't have control over that. A variety of reasons could be a reason here. So you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to focus on a variety of traffic methods, which is why over this two-part course we're covering 25 traffic methods and giving you an overview of each method, what it entails, and what you can do to start generating traffic. So you want to focus on a variety of traffic. Rely on traffic from multiple sources around the web. That's going to help sustain you if, let's say, pay-per-click goes down, but you have links coming from press releases. Maybe you have banner ads going out there. You have solo ads. You have a variety of different other methods like SEO or blogging and different things that are funneling traffic to you. You want to be consistent with your traffic efforts. That's so important. Remember that content is key to any traffic strategy, and I will talk about that as we move forward. But really, to get any kind of sustainable, good traffic online, especially nowadays in such a social world and a world where people are seeking information, you need to be producing good, solid content to keep your audience interested. And you want to be consistent with your content creation and your traffic efforts. The first part, before we jump into each one of these 10 methods, is to talk about tracking your website visitors. And to do that, this is really important because it's really good for you to know where your website visitors are coming from. And Google Analytics is a great free tool to tell you this type of information. They will tell you how many visitors per day you're getting to your website. They will narrow it down by what keywords they're coming for, what pages on your website are actually getting the traffic or the majority of the traffic, what page people are exiting from. They really give you some really good information. They tell you what countries people are visiting from. Really everything you would expect from a paid tracking solution you actually can get with Google Analytics. And so to set that up, you just want to go to google.com/analytics. If you already have like a Gmail account or a Google account for Google Plus or something like that, then you're already set up. Basically, you'll just go to google.com analytics and you'll go through the steps to set up your first website with them. You could also use inside your control panel if you're using HostGator. Bluehost also has this. They have a similar type control panel. A lot of the major web hosting companies have web tracking already actually built in as well. There is something called Webalizer or AW Stats or AWStats, depending on how you want to pronounce it. But there's Webalizer or AW Stats, and this is from your website's cPanel. So you can actually find that inside your web hosting control panel. And this is kind of what they look like. You'll see the arrows pointing to Webalizer and AW Stats. You can actually click there and it will tell you similar information from what Google Analytics tells you. I actually recommend you consider using both because they're both going to tell you different kind of intel. Webalizer and AW Stats most of the time are automatically already set up to work. So if you forget to do Google Analytics right out of the gate, you could turn to these two solutions to see what kind of traffic you're getting. And I would compare the three of them actually because they will give you slightly different results, but it's going to give you information that maybe the other one might be lacking. So tracking your visitors is super important because that's going to tell you, are the methods you're implementing working? Is the content you're producing engaging to where people are wanting to stick and stay on your website? And also, most importantly, what are your traffic numbers? Are they improving? Are they going down? Do you need to do more of a certain thing? Those types of things is what you're going to want to be looking for. You also want to look at keywords. These tools will tell you what keywords people are looking for when you're actually tracking your website visitors. So they will give you some really good intel to look at. So here's some proven website traffic methods. These are the 25 methods we will cover over this two-part series. The first one is search engine optimization, or SEO as some people call it, and I'll go into detail on each one of these. Facebook, absolutely huge amount of traffic is available on Facebook. Pinterest, it's a new picture sharing type website for pin boards, and I'll explain that. Twitter, many people know what Twitter is. Pay-per-click ads, so like the ads you see in Google. Paid banner ads, advertisements that you would place on targeted websites. Amazon, you can actually get a lot of traffic through Amazon through a variety of different channels that they actually sell. Blogging is absolutely one of the best traffic strategies out there, and it's a good way to start any kind of well-rounded traffic plan, and we'll discuss that as well. RSS submission, so submissions of your blog's RSS feed. RSS stands for Real Simple Syndication, and you can actually syndicate your blog post to many different blog directories, and that will really help boost you up in the search engines. Forum marketing, that is another thing. And with any of these traffic methods, it's all about exposure. So the more of these methods you can implement or that you can zero in on, like I talked about, you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket, because if one traffic method fails, like I know a lot of people that SEO is their main focus. That used to be where I was at. They focused completely on SEO, and then all of a sudden Google changes their algorithm, and next thing you know, they have next to no traffic because all they focused on was just getting the higher search engine ranking instead of focusing on having a variety of sources funneling traffic to their website. So it's all about getting exposure. The more places you're found online, the more times people are going to see your website and potentially visit it. Q&A websites, we'll talk about that in part 2. Press release websites, online classified sites, directory submissions, social bookmarking, article submissions, guest blogging, Web 2.0 sites like Squidoo, Hub Pages, you've probably heard of those sites. Old school marketing strategies. These are old school marketing strategies that work in your local community for getting website traffic. These are methods that have been around for ages, even before the internet, and I'll talk about how to utilize these to get people onto your website. Solo ads, that's a really good quality traffic source depending on the niche you're in. Joint ventures, absolutely by far the best way to get website traffic. Blog commenting, that's a big one. Viral reports, so like creating viral reports. And then video marketing is another outstanding website traffic method that is really only getting bigger and bigger, and more people are interested in video marketing. And then there's document sharing websites as well. So traffic method number one is SEO, or search engine optimization. It's working to improve a website's position and visibility in the organic, unpaid search results. That is precisely what SEO stands for. That is exactly what it is, and probably the best example I can give. The higher the rankings, the more targeted traffic you will end up receiving. Target keywords that will send you the right kind of visitors. That's really the most important part. So anytime you're doing SEO, it's basically working on your website, so it's cleaning up certain elements, and I'll talk about what to fix. The goal here is to improve where your website is positioned. If it's on page 5 of Google, you're not going to get a lot of visitors. So your goal is to get to page 1 and 2 if you can. You want to improve it as much as possible, your position, because that's going to give you more overall exposure for targeted keywords. And a single website can actually be found in the search results for hundreds of different keywords. It's entirely possible, which is why it's so important. And you don't want to focus on just one main keyword. It might be better off for you to get ranked for 100 really targeted type keywords. Maybe don't send as much traffic, but they send you a lot of targeted visitors that are really interested. So the higher the rankings, the more traffic you receive. It's simple as that. And you want to target keywords that send you the right kind of visitors. So when we're talking about keywords to focus on with SEO, you don't want to in particular focus on, let's say, weight loss. That's actually a pretty broad keyword phrase. But you may want to focus on something like weight loss, or let's say diet. In the weight loss niche, you could have dieting, and you could have inside the dieting market, you could have something like the fruit salad diet or something like that. You get the idea. There's the Atkins diet, that was a big deal. Atkins diet tips. Under weight loss, you could be covering fitness. You could talk about all kinds of different fitness methods. There's everything out there from CrossFit to different types and styles of workouts that you could really be focusing in on if you're selling that particular information. So there's a lot of different keywords and niches within those broad niche markets, and so that's going to be what we talk about here, is how to narrow those down. SEO really begins with proper keyword research, and to do your keyword research, I recommend the Google AdWords keyword tool, and you can get to it from adwords.google.com/letter O keyword tool, and you can actually just do a Google search for Google AdWords keyword tool as well. The SEO Book keyword tool. SEO Book is actually a really good website to really get a lot of really good SEO intel, and it's a really good website that lays out the basics of SEO, and it's been around a long time. The guy Aaron Wall that's created it is just an outstanding authority on SEO, and he keeps you up to date on the latest changes. And you can actually just type in SEO Book keyword tool. These are two keyword tools. They're going to give you slightly different variations in results and intel on certain keywords, but they're really good for going in there and searching for proper phrases, like starting off with weight loss, but then under weight loss you're going to find all kinds of different methods. Fitness, under fitness alone, which is under weight loss, you've got fitness for senior citizens, fitness for pregnant mothers, you've got fitness for people trying to lose weight, fitness for people trying to get in shape and better heart health. You've got all kinds of things just under that, and then under workouts for pregnant women, there's a pile of other different keywords that you could be targeting. And so the point here is you want to target as specific keywords as possible, but you want to also be targeting keywords that will actually send you some sort of website traffic. SEO includes making, again, changes to your site to help search engines find and display your content to their users. That's, again, what it is, and so that's where the keywords come into play as far as having your right keywords. A really huge growing factor, and this is something you really want to make sure you listen into, is SEO is social signals, and that is stuff, links from Facebook, mentions of your brand on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google Plus is a big one, and we'll talk about that as we move forward, but that's becoming really, really huge. You also want to get quality backlinks and content distribution. It's not like it used to be where you would want to focus on getting several hundred backlinks or whatever. You might be better off getting 10 really quality backlinks from either guest blogging or distributing your content to popular websites. So it's really going to be a method where you're going to really focus in on creating quality backlinks to your content. So the first part of SEO is start with on-page SEO. This involves changing the HTML coding, which is the title tags and meta description. That's really where you're going to want to focus your efforts and attention on. This is how content is worded and displayed. So that's your title tag. You can see here in this example below here, you'll notice in Google, I typed in the phrase dog training collars. And one of the websites that came up was this website you see from PetSmart, this page from PetSmart. And you'll notice in my tabbed browsing here, in the top right corner, right where that arrow is pointing, that is actually where the title tag displays. So if you're looking at your website right now, and you are looking in your website's browser, you would actually see inside your web browser, you should see at the very top there a set of keywords, or at least the first part of your keywords that you're targeting. And it should go from left to right. Just like you read, that's how the search engines read, and that's how they put weight on certain types of content. So dog training collar is the first thing that they are actually seeing right there in the search engines. So that's really a really key part of SEO, is make sure your keywords are in the title tag. How your content is worded and displayed is also important, as far as, are you using your keywords in your copy? Are you overusing it? That's a bad thing. So you don't want to overuse your keywords. Like I tell people, is make your content make sense. If it makes sense to you, at the end of the day, that's going to make sense to your website visitors. And that's essentially what Google's looking for. They want relevant content that looks good and that is something that people are going to want to read. The structure of your content and interlinking. So when you're on your website, how your content is linked together. Are you linking off to additional resources and posts within your site? That's really important, because that actually lets Google see that you have other important content pieces. So let's say you're doing a blog post or a write-up about travel tips, 25 hot destinations for travel, or something like that. You're doing a really nice article that's going to get shared and a lot of attention. And right below that, you might have 3 other recommended articles, or within that article you may link to another article of finding the perfect piece of luggage, and that might link to an article where you talk about finding the perfect piece of luggage for what type of travel, international, going to the beach, those types of things. Maybe that will give you some ways where you can kind of interlink your content, because that is really, really important. On page changes, the first thing you want to do is change your title tags. So when you're doing any kind of on-page SEO, which is kind of what we're looking at here, you want to make sure you change your title tags. Your target keywords should appear in the title tag, as we talked about. Target keywords should be in the title tag. So just like this example below where the arrow's pointing to dog training collars, that's what you want to see in your web browser. If it's not there, you need to make sure you adjust that. This is probably, it is essentially the most important on-page SEO factor, because when you're doing any kind of Google searches, the blue underlined part that you see in Google search results is the actual title tag. It's actually pulled from the title tag. You want to create unique title tags for each page of content. You don't want to target the same keywords all throughout your website. Your title tag should be unique to that page, and it could even be a couple of keywords that are targeted. Like you could have dog training collars and dog tracking collars, or something like that. It could be a keyword for one particular page. But what you really want to do is have a very unique, focused title tag for each page of content, so it should correlate perfectly with each one of your different pages of content. You want to have no more than 70 characters and keep your site branding for the very end. So you want to tell the search engines right off the bat, left to right, your most important keywords, which in this case would be dog training collars, and then at the end you could do dash your website name. So keep your website branding at the end. So you don't want to go your website name, then dog training collars. You want to go your keyword first, then your website brand name if you want to go that direction. You'll notice here in the search results, all the arrows that I've got pointing here, every single one of those arrows is going to a title tag. Those are all the title tags in those particular pages. So you can see here and really study this page the importance of title tags. This was after I did a search for dog training collars, and each one of those blue underlined text is the actual dog, or is the actual title tag, and so that's where Google pulls it. That's why that is the most important part of search engine optimization, and you really want to make sure you have that in place, because that can mean you're missing out on a lot of website traffic if you're not telling the search engines what exact keywords you're focusing in on. You'll see here how to edit your title tags, and I'm going to focus more attention on this just because it is such an important part of search engine optimization. Editing your title tags, it's found near the top of the HTML coding, and it appears like this in your HTML coding. So to get here, you'd want to use like a editor called Composer. It's Kompozer. Composer, it's a website editor. It's a free website editor. It's similar to Microsoft Front Page, Dreamweaver, Coffee Cup Editor, some of those other ones that you used to have to pay for. But Composer, Kompozer, and it appears just like this in the HTML coding. You'll go to the source section, and you'll notice here it's going to say title. So it's going to have the little caret to the left, and then the word title, and then that little caret to the right, or arrow to the right, and then your keyword rich title tag here. That's obviously where your keywords would go, and then the title. And you see where that arrow is, that is exactly how it's going to look to you when you're looking at your coding. So if you're editing a standard HTML page, not a WordPress website, this is where you're going to go to change your title tags. You're going to go into an editor tool like Composer. So let's say you have a squeeze page, or you have a website that was built using HTML or PHP or something like that, where you can edit this type of coding. That's where you would go. So you'll want to use an HTML editor like Composer in source mode to edit this, and Composer is a free HTML editor. In WordPress, you could use a plugin like All-in-One SEO Pack. There's also another one called the Yoast SEO plugin, which is a really good one as well. So either one of those are going to be really good plugins for you to look at, because they can really help you drive traffic. Editing your title tag, again, found near the top right there. So you can see here, on page change number 2 is improving how your content is displayed. So to do this, you want to use proper header tags, and these would be things like H1, H2, and H3. So those are not viruses, those are actual header tags. Those are actually how search engines browse through and look at this stuff. You'll notice how your content is displayed here. The very top of the page is a header tag, small business loans. This page is very targeted for small business loans. If you actually read this content though, it makes sense. They aren't actually going out there and really abusing it in the sense that they're just stuffing this keyword in there. They're actually doing a really nice job of putting in a header. And a header would be almost like a section heading in a way that kind of directs people into the next part of that content. So you could do this very easily in WordPress. If you're doing a WordPress post, you actually can pull down. There's a pull down option. It typically is in the left hand side of your WordPress content editor when you're editing a blog post, and it'll say paragraph or style, and you can actually pull down and choose, like, I want to use a header 1 or I want to use a header 2. And you don't want to use more than one of each of these if you can help it on the post, especially the header 1. You want to try to focus that on that particular page's content. So header 1 here, H1, like small business loans, where that top arrow is pointing at small business loans, that would be a header number 1. Right below that, you've got small business loans. That would be called a H2. That would be right below the first header. So you want to make sure at the very least that your first header actually has your keyword in it. because that's going to tell the search engines. The search engines see that okay, this page is about small business loans because they see it in the title tag, they see it in the header, and then they see it in the content thirdly, and that really is what they kind of use to see, okay, this page is relevant to this. And then the other most important element is to ensure your content is coherent, it's readable to your visitors, because Google actually has ways of seeing how people are coming in and out of your website. How fast they're bouncing out of your website, and so the longer people are sticking on your site, meaning you're providing them the content they want, the longer you're going to end up ranking in the search engines. So that, in a nutshell, is another set of on-page changes you can make. Creating your proper header tags, you could use an HTML editor like Composer, select your text style. It'll say like heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. Composer is really good about doing that as you create your content. Again, make sure you're incorporating your keywords into the header tags. And in WordPress, you can create header tags similar to Composer like I talked about. Under the paragraph dropdown, choose your heading style and make sure it actually is set for your keywords. Your website's content, when you're writing your content, you do not want to overuse your keywords. Try to use your main keyword phrase in the opening and closing paragraph, and then use it where it makes sense throughout the rest of your copy. So you don't want to like purposely say, oh, I need to stuff my keyword here. If it doesn't flow, don't use it. But if it makes sense, apply it in there. But at the very least, make sure it's in the opening paragraph and the closing paragraph, along with being found in your header, meaning it's kind of like a header that says like for example, small business loans. That could be your phrase. You could use it in an attractive little header that says something like 5 ways to ensure you get a small business loan. But your keyword is in that header. Your keyword is found in the title tag. Then that's really important because that's going to tell the search engines this page is about small business loans. Write for humans and you will see a much better stick rate, and you're going to end up getting much more traffic. A big mistake people made in the past with SEO was they were trying to write for the robots, and that caused them a whole lot of problems, is in that they weren't getting rankings. They were not getting ranked properly. It just was not working out for them. And so you want to make sure you write for humans and you will see a much better sticking rate. Focus on quality content. That's really, really important. And this is the type of content that you would want to find on a website. You know the types of websites you browse. You know which kind of content you read. So you want to have really quality content. If that means intermixing videos like that you've pulled in from YouTube, that's fine too. If that means linking out to different sources, then that's good too. That's really a good way to create content. It's come up with, a list of top 10 travel destinations, top 5 ways to ensure you get a small business loan. Those types of things people really, really want. 25 website traffic methods, for example. Those are things people want. They're interested in. It's going to draw their attention in, and they're going to take a look at what you have to offer. On-page change number 3 is internal linking, and I just refer to that as getting your content found. Set up a sitemap which contains all the links to your internal pages on one page, or at least that links to a category that may link off to another set of your pages. But you want to make sure Google has a way of easily finding all your content at once. Generally, sitemaps aren't going to be used by casual website browsers, but some people will. But Google, Yahoo, Bing, the major search engines, you want them to find that because you want them to be able to easily find all your content. And that's a nice thing about using a WordPress site, is there's plugins that create your sitemap, and they do a really good job with the RSS, or Real Simple Syndication, of actually already having that built in, so it kind of helps let search engines know when your content is brand new. If you're using WordPress, you could use the Google XML Sitemaps plugin. That's a really good way to ensure your content gets found rather quickly. Use text-based links when linking internally to your pages. So that means you don't want to use links that have JavaScript or hidden behind Flash. You want to try to avoid using image links. So you don't want to put like an image that says click here. You want to actually write the word click here. It used to be in the past that when you would link to different internal pages, you would want to try to use the keywords that link to that page, but that's kind of lost its luster because a lot of people spam that. And so simple things like, click here and discover how to do this, that's fine too. Interlinking your keyword if it makes sense there, that's okay too. You just don't want to over abuse that kind of strategy. Don't link through, again, JavaScript links, images, Flash, those types of things. Need to be text-based links, meaning it's just a text like you're seeing on the screen, but that would be a link to your page. WordPress sites, again, have an RSS feed, which is just another huge plus. So that really helps get your content found and helps you get that exposure. On-page change number 4 is improve your site's page speed. That's another thing that really will help enhance your overall search engine optimization efforts. Check the page speed of your homepage using Google's Page Speed Insights tool. These are the types of tools, these are the things that if you hire anybody to do search engine optimization on your website, they're going to follow at the very least these first 4 steps to really get an idea. So this is kind of giving you a leg up, so you're not having to shell out $500 to $1,000 to get an SEO analysis. You can run a search. On the page speed, you can run a search for Google's Page Speed Insights tool, and that will actually tell you where your site could improve. Like maybe you have too many images that are loading, and that tool will really give you some insight as to where you need to improve things. Other important SEO considerations is you really want to incorporate social sharing buttons on your site. I told you that social signals are becoming a huge factor in where websites rank and how they rank. You want to include at the very least Google Plus, Facebook, and Twitter buttons. You can actually use something, it's called the Add This sharing tool. You can actually create Google Plus, Facebook, and Twitter pages and then link to those from your website using a tool called the Add This, which creates all your little social sharing buttons, including like your LinkedIn page if you want to have that out there as well. And that's really important. And then you also want to make sure you're using the social sharing options as well. The Dig plugin, it's Digg, Dig, and it works really well as far as on each one of your blog posts, it will actually have an option where people could share it through Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus. Those things are really important because as people share those things, those are called social signals. Those are kind of like what backlinking used to be back in the day of search engine optimization. They're becoming really, really important. You want to keep your content updated and fresh, keep it new, keep new content coming. If that means hiring somebody to do blogging for you, then that's what it's going to take. That's what you need to do. When creating your content, focus on quality over quantity. So you don't necessarily, when I say keep your content updated, you don't need to have a new post a day. If it's 1 or 2 blog posts a week and they're really high quality blog posts, that's great. That's going to be just fine. That's going to be okay for you. You're going to get a lot of traffic that way. Create content that would encourage shares from other people. You want to create those like top 10 articles that I was talking about. If that means combining, you could even go through YouTube and find 10 videos that apply to your niche market and put those into a blog post. You could find 10 inspirational quotes and say top 10 inspirational videos for fitness gurus or something, and you could put that into a post and embed each one of those 10 videos. You could link off to send a link to find different news articles that talk about a certain weight loss method. That's called, some people would consider that content curation, and that is what it's called. And that's where you're basically taking bits and pieces of information, top 25 shoes, top 5 video games of all time, and you could link off to articles that argue those things. I mean, you get the idea. Whatever your niche is, you can really find content that you could do. Top 10 articles, how-to articles do really well, how to do certain methods and things. Case study articles do well, get a lot of attention. You want to create content that fits your niche audience. That's the most important element. Incorporate pictures, videos, and external links to other sources. That's a really nice, simple way to create fast content that's actually super high quality. And if you do not have a blog already, which I would recommend because it's a good foundation for anything, make sure you have a blog. So if you have a standard e-commerce type website just selling physical products, you want to eventually make sure you add a blog to it that you add relevant content to, because that's a blog's a really good way to incorporate things like the Dig social sharing plugin. It's a great way to incorporate other sharing methods so people can share your content. The social signals are kind of like what backlinks used to be, how they were so important. Another thing that you can do, another SEO consideration and tip, do a Google search for the following: site colon yourdomain.com to see how it is being indexed. That will actually tell you, you don't want to put HTTP or www in front of the your domain. You want to put site colon yourdomain.com. That's going to tell you how many of your pages are being indexed. So you'll have a rough idea as to how many pages of content you may have, and that's going to tell you, is Google finding my content okay? So if you actually go through that and see that they're finding most of your pages, then that means that your content is being indexed. And since it's being indexed properly, you know at that point what you need to do to either improve that, like add a sitemap, or everything's okay because they're finding your content. SEO and backlinking, again, I talked about, backlinking is not as effective as it used to be, but it still improves your website's ranking, and it's still something to focus on, especially if you focus on it with the intent of sharing good quality content out there. And if your really main intention is to just generate more exposure for yourself that happens to link into your website, that's where backlinking can definitely benefit you. You only want to get links from quality sources. So quality links are way more valuable than a large quantity of links. And when I say quality of links, they could be relevant blogs in your industry. They could be a directory that's very niche focused to the market you're going after. It could be a link on a very high traffic forum in your marketplace. Don't just do one backlinking strategy, like say, hey, I'm only going to do press release backlinks. But just like overall website traffic, now here we're focusing a lot on SEO. The cool thing is a lot of these when I talk about getting quality backlinks, each one of the future traffic methods that I talk about are going to be ways they're going to generate exposures for your website, some social signals, and then backlinks to your site. So it's going to kind of incorporate into this overall SEO plan that I'm laying out here. You want to have variety with your backlinking, and make sure you're getting links from social sharing type websites. So those would be Squidoo type pages where you can go in there and you can post your own content, social bookmarking sites that may be relevant to your niche market. It's like it used to be where you would want to go out and say, hey, I want to hire somebody and use a tool or software that's going to get me 500 of these type of backlinks. Well, that's not as effective as it used to be, and so it's better to just kind of focus in on creating good valuable content that you can then get shared out there. The best links are those you don't work for, which means you need to focus on creating extremely engaging content. Examples would be to look at your competitor websites, see what kind of content they're creating. If they have social sharing buttons like Dig that tell them that this article was shared 15 times, or this article was shared 25 times or 28 times, then that's where you need to really focus on. Content distribution through article distribution, press releases, videos, it's still an awesome way to get backlinks and ultimately exposure. Even though those backlinks may or may not enhance your search engine positioning, it's going to increase your following online. It's going to drive people in from video sites, from press release sites, from those high traffic article sites, and it's all going to be focused on content that's driving people to content and traffic within your niche. And we'll talk about each one of these methods in more detail, most of those in part 2, especially articles, press releases, and videos. So that was all we have for SEO. There's a whole lot more to it, and this whole course is intended to be an overview of these different traffic strategies, but also give you enough content to where you can be dangerous with these methods. So now we're here with traffic method number 2, which is Facebook. Facebook, it's the absolute most visited website online according to Alexa. That right there tells you it's a website that you should be looking at for getting traffic. There are multiple ways you can use Facebook to get traffic to your site and offers. There's Facebook like and share buttons that you could put on your website. We talked about that with social signals as part of SEO. But Facebook like and share buttons, you can get those through like Add This has them, the Dig plugin. Facebook even has pages where you can just embed their share buttons. And that's a really important thing. So getting your content shared by other people on Facebook, that's going to be really important. Facebook profile. You obviously want to have a Facebook profile, especially if you're really serious about doing this. Facebook pages, that would be another thing to really focus in on if I were you, is to generate and create your own Facebook page. Facebook ads. Facebook ads are going to be something that you really want to, that's going to be essential for you. Facebook ads will really can drive you very targeted amount of traffic. With Facebook ads, you can actually target down to age group, gender, and what their interests are. Like you could type in their interest in is model trains and golfing, and you could narrow down by their age, ages 45 to 75 if you wanted to. And Facebook can get you really targeted exposure, very targeted exposure to your offer. So Facebook ads is another way to get traffic. Facebook sponsored posts, that's where you may post something like, let's say you have a lot of Facebook friends or you have a Facebook page with a lot of followers. You could make a post, and then it'll have an option right below it that says promote this post. It's like $6.99, and I've actually done that, and it actually gets me quite a bit of clicks, almost 100 clicks or something for that low amount of money, which is actually a lot cheaper than a lot of other pay-per-click methods. So there's promoted post as well, sponsored post as they call it. Facebook groups, you could create a whole group around your niche market. So you could create a group around model train lovers if that's the market you're going after. And within that group, since you're the moderator, you can post every once in a while, post links to your website. You don't want to actually create a group with the intention of, hey, I'm just going to spam them with my content, because that's not going to work. It's not going to build a good group. But you want to have a group that has good discussion, maybe debates in there about different types of trains that they like to collect, or different debates as to who's the better person on Dancing with the Stars, those types of things. And then you can casually, put in links to your own resources in there. But Facebook groups is definitely another way. So you've got like and share buttons, Facebook profile, Facebook pages, Facebook ads, Facebook sponsored post, and Facebook groups. These are all excellent ways to get traffic. Here is the Facebook like and share button. You can place this button on your site. You will find that again on Facebook. The Dig social sharing plugin has it. WordPress does have plugins for that. Add This also offers Facebook sharing options, and it's another really good tool to look at. Encourage website visitors to share your content. Encourage them at the end of each post. Hey, if you like this post, make sure you share it. Or, I'm going to hold a contest that anybody that shares this, you're going to be entered in for a $50 Amazon gift card. I mean, whatever the case is, encourage them to visit. Now, you don't want to be buying people off for sharing your stuff, but you could do a contest, that they're entered into a contest for sharing this. Or you could just basically create good content. If you have good content, people are going to be more apt to share it with their friends. Facebook profiles, you can share your blog posts on your profile to your friends, and most of the time you might have joint venture partners. I do a lot of joint venture marketing through my Facebook profile. I find people in that market and I friend them. On your profile, include your main website or where you work. Friend people in your industry. These could be potential JV partners even that you are finding. Actively friend people in your marketplace. Be actively seeking people that you know, or that you know of, or that have products, and you'll be surprised how many may friend you. Facebook pages. You can go to facebook.com/pages/create, and you can create a Facebook page about your brand or your website, and just kind of create a page that describes what you have to offer. Local businesses, this is great for company, brand or product, public figure, or cause. They give you several different options to create them. Promote your page on your site, and you could also promote it in Facebook ads for relatively cheap. You could really actually grow your Facebook page following with Facebook ads by sending targeted Facebook ads to a targeted demographic and group of people. Include a link to your site, give updates, overview of your services or what you offer. Those are all things you could do on your Facebook page. Connect with your audience. You could run contests, different contests of different things. So if you comment here, I will enter you into a contest. If you do this, then you'll be entered into a contest. Or you could even run promotions like our Facebook page and get 15% off, or take this in to the pizza shop today and get 10% off your order. Let them know you found us on Facebook, those types of things. Or you could even do something like say the word pizza and get 15% off today. You could actually do that kind of stuff, that kind of social engagement on your Facebook page. Facebook ads, facebook.com/advertising. Target your specific demographic down to the age and interest. They make it really simple for you. Promote your page. You could promote a landing page like a squeeze page that might generate leads for you. You could also promote it through a blog. Run very simple ads. You can look at other examples of ads that are currently running. One thing to really look at, and this works just as well for Google AdWords too, is really look at what kind of ads have you seen run multiple times over and over again, like maybe for like the last week. Maybe it's an ad you've seen ran for several months. You know that ad is doing something because it's staying there and people are still willing to pay for it. Traffic method number 2 is Facebook sponsored posts. You'll see here in that link, you can actually, after you make a post, and you want to make sure it's a post that maybe promotes like your joint venture page if you have a targeted following, maybe it promotes your product, but you want to click on that to promote that particular post. It'll show up higher in your friends' feed, and if you have a targeted following of friends, that's where you could go. Facebook groups. You can go to facebook.com/about/groups. You could create a group to bring people together around your niche market. For example, people interested in real estate investing, improving their putting, getting more search engine traffic, being a better parent, healthy eating group. Those types of things are groups you could create. And then you could recommend every once in a while links on your blog post, maybe video you created, maybe the casual affiliate link to an offer or product you recommend. You don't want to spam it, you don't want to go overboard here, but Facebook groups can be a great way to create discussion and get a group of targeted, interested people. And as I mentioned earlier, Facebook is one of the most visited websites in the United States especially, so you may as well target that website and leverage it for long-term gain. You can promote your site inside the group as well. Traffic method number 3 is Pinterest. Pinterest is a pinboard style photo sharing website. Users can create groups of images around themes. This is traffic method number 3. Pinterest is another social type website. If you have a website with a lot of pictures, I didn't mention this in social signals, but I will now. If you have a website with a lot of pictures, you'll want to try to also include the Pinterest sharing option as well, because that may really enhance your traffic. Pinterest it's a pinboard style photo sharing site. Users can create groups of images around themes, which are called pinboards. You could create a public pinboards that are focused around your niche. You could create a pinboard that's focused around border collies or puppies, for example. If border collies is your niche, or puppies are, or you're in the dog market, like let's say you're selling pet products, then you could create different pinboards around different breeds of dogs or different breeds or types of cats. And within that, you could encourage people to share and post those things. You'll be amazed at how rapidly fast people actually are joining Pinterest, and how quick you may end up getting quite a bit of following on that particular pinboard. And inside your profile, that's where you would set up your information. You could create and add your own pictures to the pinboard. You could share other pictures that you find. On any images you create, you may want to consider including your website link at the bottom, maybe in a smaller right-hand corner of it, maybe right near the bottom. That way, if it gets shared around Pinterest, for example, you're getting website traffic from that because people see your website there. You could also consider content-rich infographics. You've probably seen those. Those are the big graphics that actually have a lot of information on them. They may talk about top 10 ways to lose weight, and inside that you could give statistics of different weight loss methods, or top 5 cardiovascular workouts. And you can almost do almost like a blog post but in a graphic. And you can just Google how to create infographics, and there's quite a few really good tutorials out there. You want to try to use images on all your blog posts, because if people are on your website and they end up liking the content, they could share your content, your article piece, on Pinterest, because when they share it, it shares it with your direct link. And Pinterest, again, is another high authority website. So creating pin boards around your theme and your niche, those are all good ways. Be as creative and unique as possible to stand out, especially if you're creating your own images. But at the very least, create pin boards that are focused around your market, that bring in the type of people you're interested in. And believe me, you'll find it. Pinterest is a huge website. You could type in fitness for pregnant women on Pinterest and you'll find all kinds of workouts, or you could even do workouts for pregnant women. And you could combine a bunch of different pictures in there, and you could start seeing a following of people that are interested in that topic. And a few of those images you could link off to your website, where maybe you have a list of other workouts for pregnant women. Or at the very least, you could also focus in on your profile. Make sure when you set up your profile that you include your website link, because with your pictures they'll actually have your little icon that shows, hey, this was shared by John Smith. If they click on that, look at your profile, they'll see your website. So it's another way to get that. So make sure you're including your website link on your Pinterest profile. And here's an example of what it looks like. You'll see this one here, fun border collie puppies. You'll see here where I'm pointing at, Pinterest does a really good job of actually bringing in search engine optimization elements into their website. So you can see from this example here that I'm got an arrow pointing fun dash border dash collie dash puppies. They do a really good job there. You notice it in the title tag, and then you're also going to notice right here there's just 2 pictures on this board, but it's got 302 followers. And that was just from just posting something up there for fun, just to see what would happen. And there's just 2 pins. I just have 2 pictures, but I have 302 followers. And you'll notice here the website that I shared these from, they're actually the ones that end up getting the traffic if you clicked on it here. Now if I were to curate a bunch of images or create my own images, or images that I have the rights to use and work on, then it would be my website in particular getting this traffic. But you can see here there's my profile. If they click on it, they're going to go to my website too, and the website could be around pets. They might come across it. But 302 followers for that one little Pinterest board. Traffic method number 4, Twitter. Twitter is one of the most popular social media sites online. We all know that. Many people have heard of it. Twitter is a microblogging platform that allows for 140 characters. So it's 140 characters. It's not like Facebook where you can post a longer post, or Pinterest where it's about pictures, but it's just a short, succinct way to get a message out there. You can get traffic by adding a Twitter button to your website. So that's another thing you can do. Just like with Facebook, you can have a Twitter sharing button, or say tweet this post, those types of things. AddThis.com is a great suite of social sharing tools. So you can include the sharing buttons that you could post on your website. If you are using WordPress, you could use a plugin like the Dig plugin to include your Twitter followers. Twitter is really important. Twitter, you want to increase your Twitter followers, and you can get Twitter shares or tweets of your post. And that's actually the element that Google considers a social signal. For each time somebody shares your post, that is considered a social signal. And so with Twitter, you want to have as many of those as possible. So that's why you want to include things like the Dig plugin, the Add This, social sharing tools. You want to also include a link to your website or your company's Twitter profile or your own Twitter profile. And make sure you're setting up your own profile for you or your company, or both. Have one for your company and have one for you, depending on how you do it. Follow like-minded people in your niche. You can go to Twitter and you can go out there and you can find the go-to experts in your market and start following those people that follow them. You know, whatever niche market you're in, who the big players are. So go to their Twitter account and actually look at the people that are following those big experts. and just start following them and go by Twitter standards. You don't there's a limit, and it varies by different accounts. So you maybe want to follow maybe 25 or 50 people the first day, and then just kind of gradually grow up. But the more people you follow, you're going to start getting followed back. You may only get half of them to follow you, but let's say every day you follow 20 people. Well, you get 10 new followers a day if only half of those start following you. And those 10 people that are following you are now, you know, they're interested in your market because they're following the go-to experts in your niche. So each day you do that, by the end of the month you might have 300 Twitter followers. By the end of the year you may have 12, you'll have 1200 Twitter, no, you'll have 3600 Twitter followers, over 3000 Twitter followers by the end of the year if you focus on doing this on a daily basis. And these are people that you know are interested in your topic. So when you start posting blog posts, you're going to have some people that are targeted in your niche that may go across and come across your blog post. Hopefully they'll follow you back. They may or may not. If they don't, you can just delete the ones that don't. There are tools you can actually Google, like Twitter unfollow tools, where you can see if they're not following you back. You can actually just cancel them and quit following them. That way your numbers aren't out of whack on your Twitter account. But that's a really fast way to kind of grow your Twitter following. You could link to your blog post on Twitter. It's an excellent way to get your blog post indexed and to start getting exposure, even if you have next to no followers. And so you want to, at the very minimum, spend 15 minutes a day building your Twitter out, because it's really good for getting social shares and those types of things as well. Give new information and share industry-specific content. It doesn't always have to be your blog post. Just give industry-specific news and content, launch updates, interesting products, interesting articles. Those types of things are going to get people interested in what you have to offer. Interact with people that follow you. Look at what they're talking about and then write them back and say, hey, I agree with you here. Interact, start the conversation. That's going to really help you build up your Twitter following and your Twitter exposure. This is what Twitter looks like. This is what Google's Twitter account looks like. So this is what Twitter looks like. You can share articles, share content. You'll see here they've got 6 million followers, but that's Google. And so you could have 1,000, 2,000 followers. You start with 500. You're going to start somewhere. So start following people in your market and get out there and start using Twitter. Traffic method number 5, pay-per-click ads, or PPC ads as they're referred to sometimes. PPC ads or pay-per-click ads can be a reliable traffic source. In fact, it's probably one of your most reliable traffic sources because you can almost know when you're going to get traffic, and you can shut it off as well. So it's a very good traffic source in that sense. You can test offers out with it. It's a really good source. AdWords.google.com, that's where you would go. And then if you want to get on Bing and Yahoo, which I highly recommend, you may as well use them all, bingads.microsoft.com. Or you can just Google the phrase Google AdWords, or you could Google Bing Ads and you'll come across it. You pay for each click to your website. So each time someone visits your site, you pay for it, whether it's 10 cents or $4 a click. You really want to make sure you know your numbers, because some niche markets can be a lot more than other markets. And that's where it comes into play, again, about targeting really targeted and focused keywords. It can be the fastest way to get any kind of targeted web traffic that you control. If you have a new offer up there and you want to start getting traffic, paid advertising is probably the best way to go. Facebook, when I talked about Facebook ads earlier, they have Facebook pay-per-click ads. So you can almost kind of lump that in here with this traffic method. But you've got Google AdWords, Bing ads, and Yahoo ads. You've got Facebook ads, which are considered pay-per-click ads. And again, it's very fast, the fastest way to get any kind of targeted traffic that you control. You bid what you're willing to pay on certain keyword phrases. And so you want to make sure the keywords you're bidding on are phrases that are going to drive you the actual kind of traffic that you are interested in. It's important to have a budget and a plan in price, because you can blow through your budget very, very quickly. So make sure you have a plan in place. What are your business goals? Is it to get leads, sales, affiliate commissions, build up your Facebook page following, those types of things? What are your goals? What are your expected conversion rates? You need to know these numbers when you're running pay-per-click ads. what is the average value of each sale or lead? Is it $1 a lead? Is it, each lead, because they stay on your list for a long time, worth $50 a year to you? Some people it is. Is it worth $12 a year? Maybe it's $1 per lead per month type thing. So is it worth $12? So let's say they're worth $12 a lead for you, and you're spending, let's say, $4 to get that one lead, then you're going to profit $8. It's going to be worth it to you. So you got to know these numbers, or else it's not going to be profitable for you. How much are you making on a commission? Are you making $25 per sale when you sell this product, but it's costing you $28 to get that one sale? Well, that's not a good return on your investment. But let's say you're making $25 commission and you're only spending $10 to make that 25, you're profiting 15 every time you run that ad. So you may as well keep it going. So you got to know your numbers, you got to know your goals to make pay-per-click work effectively for you. But it is a phenomenal way, like I said, to get any kind of targeted traffic in a fast amount of time. SEO takes time. Social media is going to take time. Facebook and Twitter, those are all going to take time. Facebook ads, all the stuff that we've mentioned previously is going to take time to get you traffic, but pay-per-click ads are really effective. Look at other ads as examples when creating your ads. Geo-target your ads to only places that are relevant. So if your ad is only good for English-speaking people, then you maybe only want to target like Canada, the United States, Australia, and a few other English-speaking countries. If your offer is only good for US only, like you're a local business, then just target the United States only. If it's good only in Europe, then just target Europe. Don't target other unneeded sources, because that's going to just lead to over expense, and you're spending more money. Consider using ad extensions like site links. They offer site link ads, which means you could link off to internal content pieces on your site. Know your market and schedule ads when they are going to convert. A lot of times people will know, like between Monday through Friday, I'm going to get the best results. And on the weekends, I don't really get that many people. So I'm going to shut my ads off on the weekend. So know those types of things as well. Now, if you're in a market like the work from home business type market, those people, they could be up all the time. So you could just run your ads all day long. But if you're in a very specific sector of the market where, let's say, you're zeroed in on getting traffic, let's say you're in the financial type niche, and part of your lead system and follow-up system is you want to be able to call that person back that day, then you don't want to be running your ads on the weekend if nobody's there to call people back or to answer phone calls or answer emails or whatever the case is. So you would shut your ads off the weekend. So use ad scheduling to your advantage. You don't have to be at the top to get traffic with pay-per-click. You do not have to be. In fact, sometimes you don't want to be, because you're going to be at the top, and sometimes people are casual browsers, so they'll go to the first ad and decide, oh, that's not for me. Then maybe the second ad, and maybe the third or fourth ad, they might actually stay on there because they're just kind of casually browsing. You're going to spend more to be at the top as well. Now, in some cases, it's good to be on top because you're going to be getting more traffic that way, obviously, but is it a good return on you? So bid for return on investment. Bid for that best return on investment. It might cost you $2 a click to be in position number 1, but if you're in position, say, number 4, let's say, it might only cost you 75 cents a click. Well, that's $1.25 different per click. And so you're probably better off sitting there in position number 4. You're going to get a better return on your investment. Use the Google AdWords keyword tool to identify keywords. I talked about that when I talked about SEO, but that's a really effective tool for finding proper keywords as well, keywords that you can target. Consider targeting keywords by exact and phrase match, so that way you're not doing broad targeting. So like, for example, if you were doing broad match, dog training collars might show up for anything about collars, which could mean cats. It might show up for training, which could be somebody interested in fitness. It could come up for dogs, which could be a variety of different topics with dogs. Everything from boarding dogs to shampooing dogs to taking them for walks, and not be targeted to what you have. But phrase and exact match, they're not going to get you probably as many clicks or as many impressions as you may want, meaning how many times your ad shows, but it's going to actually get you a that very exact keyword phrase. So dog training collars your ad will show up for that exact keyword phrase. And that in the long haul is going to be better for you. It may not get you the most traffic right away, but it most of the time is going to be better because you're getting the type of visitor you want. You're getting people that typed in dog training collars to your dog training collars page. You've got phrase match, which is where you put your keyword in quotes when you're actually inputting your keyword. And then exact match is where you put your keywords into the brackets when you're actually doing the targeting of your keywords as you set up your Google AdWords account. And this is mainly something you see in Google AdWords. Bing ads and Yahoo ads do have something similar that you could consider. This is where pay-per-click ads generally show up, in case you're wondering, and this is where I would go to identify what kind of ads do you see running in your market. Like I typed in the phrase pet feeders here, and you'll see there are the ads that I'm pointing to. You'll see several different links here. You'll see within the pet feeders there, it's usually at the top of the search results and then the right hand side. And then Google's actually done a really nice job of incorporating sponsored listings in with shopping type keyword phrases. And that's a whole nother realm of pay-per-click ads. Paid banner ads. Have a banner ad created on Fiverr.com for your business. Paid banner ads is just another way to get traffic similar to Google pay-per-click, but you might be buying impressions. So you might say, hey, I'm going to buy 10,000 impressions, meaning your ad is going to show 10,000 times your banner ad on a certain website. Or you could pay-per-click off your banner as well. Have a banner ad created on Fiverr.com. You could actually have a clean looking banner created probably for about $5, maybe $10 if it's premium. Search for design banner ad. You'll probably find people offering that. You could use other freelancing sites like freelancer.com. And the goal here is to place your banner ads on targeted websites. So you want to place your banner ad on websites that are going to get the kind of traffic you want. So these are websites that are targeted to your industry, to your market. So you're going to place an ad for model trains on a website that might be like a model train magazine type site. Or you're going to place your ads for custom sports apparel on maybe a team website, a website for like team sports for kids and stuff like that. You're going to want to place that ad there because they're going to be looking for uniforms. So that gives you the idea. You could use freelancing site like freelancer.com if you don't want to use Fiverr, but you really want to, it would really help you to get a banner ad eventually, to have one created for your website. Even if it's a casual affiliate type site, if you can get a banner ad created for $5, it's a good tool to have because you can actually take that banner ad and place it for rather inexpensive on some websites on targeted websites. So you want to find sites in your niche to place your banner ad on. Google search your niche and then in quotes type in advertise here. So you could type in golfing and then put in quotes advertise here, or you could type in dogs and put in advertise here. Example, you could do weight loss, advertise here. So that would tell you, that would pull up websites that have an advertise here button, so you could actually place banner ads on those pages. You could also Google search the phrase in quotes, and the reason you do this in quotes is because it gives you kind of more of an exact search results to what's coming back. Your banner ad here, that's what a lot of websites will say when they're saying, hey, you could have your banner ad placed here. Look for banners on websites and blogs that you frequent. A lot of blogs offer banner ad space, so look the website you're on. If you see banner ads, there's a good chance you could contact them about placing it. The most important part is you want to make sure it's targeted to your niche market. And when you create that banner ad's going to link to a page on your site. Most of the time where I would send them is to a lead generation type page. That way you're building up an email list, and that's another way to get long-term traffic is your email list, because you're building that list up and you can send them an email that gets you traffic. A lot of blogs offer banner ad space, so keep your eyes open for those. Google search, another one, powered by cranky ads, and then weight loss or your niche keyword here. The reason you want to do that, cranky ads is a tool, it's a plugin that a lot of people use on their websites to manage their banner advertising. So if you Google search powered by cranky ads and then your niche, you're going to come across several different places in your marketplace that are actually carrying banner ad space opportunities. So you could place your banner ad on several different sites. Make sure you use a tracking link so you know your performance. You could use something like Bud URL. You could use bit.ly, and those types of things will tell you what kind of traffic you're getting. There's also other monthly paid options out there as well, like Link Tracker and other programs. Those will actually tell you which banner ad is getting you the kind of clicks you're looking for. That way you know, do I want to keep this banner ad here, or do I want to renew it or not? Because a lot of times you're just going to pay for placement. You might pay them $50 a month to run your banner ad. And so if it's not working out for you, then you could move on to something else. Understand where the banner ad will be placed before you purchase it. That's really important. And then make sure your banner ad that you're linking off to a page on your website. Most of the time you want to link it to like a lead generation page. Know what the cost per impression or click is for that particular banner ad. That's another really important thing to consider as well, is what is the cost per click, so you can calculate your return on investment. Here's an example of banner ads. You'll see here, right here on the left-hand side, this is an RV type website, and you'll see here, right there, they've got a banner ad space going. Now they're kind of using also Google AdWords as well within their website, so you could actually potentially place a Google AdWords banner on this particular website. Google has like a Google placement option as well, but you could just find websites in your niche that are using banner ads, and that's an example of what it would look like. So you've got a banner ad, and you could have different sizes make. You could have the taller one there, you could have the ones that go horizontal, the ones that go vertical, the skinnier vertical ones. Square ads sometimes work well. So you may want to have a couple banner ads created to fit your needs. And before you even get a banner created, you could go find several websites and then figure out what size you need. But that's an example of what banner ads look like. The most important thing is your banner ad should fit with the target audience of the website. This website's about RVs. They're selling insurance for RV owners because that's something they would need. So that would be an example of a good targeted ad. Traffic method number 7, and we have this method and then a few other ones that we're going to be covering today, and then we'll be all wrapped up for part number 1 of this traffic series. Method number 7 is Amazon. So with Amazon, you can actually several different ways to get traffic from Amazon. You can do fulfillment by Amazon, where you could sell CDs or DVDs like information type products. You could actually create a bunch of them, give Amazon the DVDs and CDs, and then they could actually ship them out for you. And you could be piggybacking off of Amazon's immense search engine and millions of buyers that they have. They have a lot of users, a lot of buyers. You could sell your site's products on Amazon.com. They actually let you do that. Amazon Advantage, it's a self-service consignment for media type products. You could actually post your media type products. So let's say you have music and CDs, you could do that there. Amazon product ads, if you have an e-commerce site where you're selling physical products through a website or a website catalog, then you could actually post your ads right alongside of those relevant products, and then when people click on that, you're getting charged pay-per-click. So Amazon kind of has their own pay-per-click thing. Amazon display ads, just like banner ads on Amazon, but you can actually run them on Amazon. Publishing a book on Amazon Kindle, include your website link in that book where it makes sense. So include it at the beginning, maybe a few times in the book if it makes sense. But Kindle can be a great way to get traffic. We all know Kindle is huge. It also is a good way to generate passive income for yourself. Publishing a physical book through CreateSpace is another great way to build up your authority and also to get you long-term traffic because you have your link out there in a physical book. So it's a really tremendous way to get yourself long-term traffic that you have going out there. So Amazon, there are a lot of different methods you can use. I would recommend going to Amazon.com, looking at the bottom of their site and just seeing all the options they have for you. They are loaded actually with potential because this is another huge traffic source. You can actually go to their page that says Make Money with Amazon, and they will tell you all types of different services about how to sell on Amazon. You can actually sell and list your own products on Amazon, kind of like your own eBay type store. You could have your own Amazon web store. Fulfillment by Amazon. Amazon payments, you could use them for payment. Advertise with product ads or display ads. publishing with Kindle and CreateSpace. There are just so many possibilities with Amazon that you can use to earn money and also, most importantly, get traffic and exposure from targeted sources. So look at Amazon display ads, Amazon product ads, fulfillment by Amazon, sell your own products on Amazon, your web store, Amazon Advantage, just lots of possibilities to take a look at. So go to Amazon.com, look at the bottom, and take a look at their Make Money tab and see how you can leverage any one of these traffic methods for your own business. Blogging, traffic method number 8. Blogging is one of the best ways to get consistent web traffic. WordPress is absolutely the best blogging platform out there on the market. You could use the social media plugins like DigDig or AddThis. I've been really harping on that mainly because it's so important to SEO. So if you're doing any kind of blogging, make sure you use those social sharing options, because that is essentially what search engines want. They want to see people socially engaged on your websites. They want to see website visitors that share your content. That's going to be really important. You can use the Yoast SEO or all-in-one SEO pack plugin. That will actually do all the SEO things needed for your blog that were mentioned in traffic method number 1. Create a consistent content creation schedule. It doesn't have to be daily. It could be once or twice a week, and it doesn't have to be on the same day. You could just set a goal though. Each week I want to have 2 blog posts. I want to have one blog post that's kind of like a curated type content piece. I want to have another one that's like a how-to article. Whatever the case is, create a consistent content creation schedule. Consistency is key to being an effective blogger. Quality posts are better than a large quantity of posts. You're much better off having 10 really good posts as opposed to 100 posts that are like 250, 300 words that have thin content on them. Search engines don't appreciate that. They will appreciate the 10 high quality, higher word articles than they will the large quantity of posts. Consider when you're doing your content, create lists, top 10 places to travel, top 5 golf courses in the country, top 8 ballparks to visit, top 25 theme parks in the country, top 6 water parks. Create lists, content curation. Content creation works really well because you could link off, you could find relevant sources. You could just come up with the topic that you want to write about and then find that content online and then write your own little info on it, your own little ideas or your input around that subject matter, and then link off to that article post. Embed videos and images. Find videos on Flickr. Find other pictures that you have a right to use. Use videos from YouTube. You don't even have to create the videos. If the video does a good job of explaining what you're trying to explain in your blog post, or does a good job of helping people in your niche market, then by all means embed that video and use it. Create content that your niche wants. Your niche wants and desires certain types of content. So create the content that they are desperate for and that they are interested in. Create a community and open up commenting. So you could use like the Disqus, D-I-S-Q-U-S, commenting plugin to kind of help create that community, or you could just use the standard commenting feature that's involved with your blog platform, which I would recommend is WordPress. If you're not blogging on WordPress, you're really setting yourself up for a world of hurt later on. Create a community and open up commenting within that community. And that way, that's going to be more social engagement, which search engines will see, and it's going to get people to stick on your website. You'll see all the major blogs and websites, they have a lot of content. They have a nice community being built around that content. Use a plugin like the spam-free WordPress plugin or a Kismet for spam. That will actually make your blog efforts that much easier. It's also going to prevent a lot of comment spam, which may close down your website or make it hard to open. And it's also going to free you up because you're not spending all this time deleting these. Those posts do a really good job of just deleting those kind of spammy comments that come through. Share all your new posts on social media channels with your followers. So share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it on Google+. That's probably the most important one to really share it on, because Google really puts a lot of weight on that one. Here's an example of a nice looking blog. This is a blog about weight loss that this person has generated. You can see here she's got lots of good content. She's monetized it with advertisements. She's got good categories, but most importantly, look at the top right corner. She's got her Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest up there. Especially for like weight loss type stuff, Pinterest does really well because people like to see before and after type pictures. But you can see at the very least she's got her Facebook, her Twitter, and her Pinterest. So she's using social signals. She's got her Facebook page like button in the right hand corner there. And so that's the kind of thing you want to do with your blog. And you can use, as far as a theme goes, there's a variety of really good free WordPress themes that you can find. You can just Google free premium WordPress theme to come across those ones. Traffic method number 9. This goes right in hand with blogging. If you're doing any kind of blogging, especially if you have a blog, RSS stands for Real Simple Syndication. It's a fast way to distribute updates to your website across the web. It also provides a great way to get quality backlinks from social relevant websites. And you can submit to RSS feed directories and RSS search engines. You can actually search for blog directories or RSS feed directories, and you can find them. They're sometimes referred to, like I said, as blog directories. To find them, run a Google search for RSS blog directories, and the way you get traffic is you actually submit your RSS feed, which most of the time when you're using WordPress, almost all the time, it is going to be yourblogdomain.com, so yourdomain.com or yourblog.com /feed, F-E-E-D, and that's going to be your RSS feed. That's what you're going to submit to these RSS feed directories that you come across. So do a Google search for RSS blog directories, RSS submission, those types of keywords to find them. The site toprankblog.com has a really good list of sites to submit to. So if you Google search RSS blog directories, you may find this site called toprankblog.com in there, and they have a really good list of RSS feed submission sites that you can go to save you a lot of time. And you can just go there. It's a really easy process. You could probably submit to a whole pile of them within an hour, maybe 2 hours. Once you're done, the nice thing about it, every time you do a new blog post, it automatically updates on all these different websites that you've linked to. So every time you do a new blog post, it automatically goes out there. So the followers and people on these websites see you updated it. It tells the search engine you updated it, and that really helps you drive a nice amount of new traffic to each one of your blog posts. So use RSS submissions, especially if you're going to be utilizing blogging. This is an example of what a blog submission might look like. So you can see here by this example, you're putting in your country or state, your category, your blog title, which would be kind of like your main keyword or the focus on your blog, and then your URL. And then if you want to do a reciprocal link to them, some of them make you do it, some of them don't. I would generally avoid that. If they're going to make you do that, I would go on to another blog directory. But some of them just do it as an option. But at the very least, all you're putting in is where you're from, your category, your blog title, and your URL. And then some of them will even ask for your RSS feed URL, which in that case, that would actually be the RSS would be yourblogdomain.com /feed. So it's very simple, because it's usually only 3 or 4 fields that you're filling out. And once you're done, you're done. And then every time you update your blog post, it's going to be generating a lot of exposure from these other websites. Traffic method number 10. This is the final traffic method we'll cover here in part number 1 of this 2-part traffic training course. Traffic method number 10 is all about forum marketing. It's getting traffic from forums, and that means getting involved. These are relevant forums. You want to find active forums in your niche market to be a part of. Google search things like weight loss forum or your niche forum. So things like, like weight loss or golfing forum to come across them. Fitness online forum or like your niche online forum. These are examples of what you would do. Where I put your niche, that would be the market you're trying to get traffic from. They should be the highest traffic forums in your niche market in order to get you the most results possible. Make sure they allow you to set up your link on a profile. If they don't allow you to set up your link on a profile, then more than likely it's not going to be the best use of your time because you're not going to get a huge amount of results from it. A big plus is if they give you a signature link to place a line to place a link. That would be absolutely huge, because then you could link to your blog within your niche market, and you can go out there in this forum and start engaging with people. You get involved by asking questions, responding to people that have questions, getting involved in the discussions or the debates. You don't want to go right into a forum and just post your link out there. You absolutely do not want to do that. In fact, you very rarely, if ever, you almost never want to even include your link on there. That's really important. You do not even want to include your link in an actual forum post. You want to include it in a signature or on your profile if they allow it. That way people on their own time can come across it. But getting involved there is going to get you exposure. The more amounts of posts that you make, those are long-term links that are out there. Actually deliver real value to the discussions, because people will notice. Get more views with quality content, and occasionally by being controversial. So be controversial in that niche. You might have an opinion that's stronger than everybody else. That's going to actually draw a lot of interest and get a lot of people commenting and going back and forth. Don't spend all your times in the forums, though. It's not going to be it's not the most effective traffic strategy, but it's another way to get exposure in your niche market. Use your time wisely. Maybe spend 30 minutes in there. It's very easy, though, to get in a forum and get sucked in for 2, 3, 4 hours, and next thing you know, you haven't really accomplished anything else. But maybe set a timer, 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. I'm going to ask a few questions, or I'm going to comment on a few questions. You do that every day, you do 2 or 3 posts a day, and you have a signature link on there, then by the end of a month there, you've got 60 posts. By the end of a year, you have 700, 800 blog posts, or forum posts that are out there with your signature link on it. That's a lot of backlinks, especially on a targeted traffic source, and that can send you a lot of traffic. So it's all about being consistent but not wasting your time in there. Maybe set a goal, like I said, of 4 or 5 posts per weekday. Take the weekend off even. That's close to 100 posts per month and 1,200 by year end. And each one of those posts could have your signature link going back to your blog. And you don't want to, I wouldn't put like an affiliate link. I would send them back to your blog, or even send them to your squeeze page or landing page. The more exposure you have on those forums, the better for you, because you're getting a very high quality traffic, high traffic from a lot of different people. There are other forums that offer a buy, sell, trade section, so they're focused on actually buying, selling, and trading stuff, as they say. You can Google search the phrase, just like I have it here in quotes, buy, comma, sell, comma, trade, in quotes, forums, and then your niche market. So like buy, sell, trade forums for golf, buy, sell, trade forums for website, webmaster forums. These are typically found with webmaster forums. Internet marketing forums often even have a special offer section that you could get further traffic from by posting a certain offer in that niche market. Many of you have probably heard of the Warrior Forum and know how that goes. You can post offers that the community wants in these areas. So depending on what kind of niche you're in, the webmaster forums, they like to know about website traffic. So if you can teach people about website traffic, you could actually post in the buy, sell, trade section. Post in the classified section. A lot of forums, even other niches outside of online marketing and those types of markets, have a classified section that you could post on. This can be an excellent source of targeted traffic. Here's an example when looking at other forums too. This here is a weight loss, a diet and weight loss community. What you want to look at here is the numbers. When you first go here, you want to look at what kind of comments or what kind of amounts of views these posts are getting. Here's a thread, for example, with 88,406 views. 88,406 views. That is a lot of eyeballs, and a lot of targeted eyeballs, meaning they're interested in weight loss. And then you'll see just down here 10,398, 29,636. A lot of these forums tell you this kind of data. So what you want to do is look at what kind of views they're getting. Get an idea as to the types of views they are actually seeing and go from there. Here's the Warrior Forum. This again is another very popular website forum. It's got a Warrior special offer section where you can actually post special offers. You can see some of these special offers. This one has 32,000 views, 12,000 views. Some of these are brand new. They have about 600 views. It's another great way to get exposure, especially if you're in this particular niche market. So this is the end of the first part of our traffic two-part traffic series. We've got 15 other traffic methods to cover on the next session, but these are traffic methods 1 through 10. I encourage you to get out there, start taking action. Any kind of traffic method, it's all about having variety of traffic methods and being consistent as you go out there and get traffic. This is part number 2 of our 25 website traffic methods exposed training. These again are all proven methods to get targeted traffic to your website. And as we talked about in part number 1, website traffic is essentially the most important thing you can focus on the internet, because without people coming to your website, you're not going to get any sales, you're not going to get any leads, no traffic, none of those things are going to happen for you. So you need to get website traffic, and these are methods numbers 11 through 25. So we're going to close out this series, and the goal here is to have you going out there taking action on what you're learning and taking a few of these methods and starting to run with them, and then start adding more methods, because the key to a good traffic plan is to have many different methods working for you instead of just one. So if one traffic method dries up, or let's say Google decides to do something goofy, then at least you have alternative sources of traffic working for you. You don't want to have all your eggs in one particular basket, because that could ruin your business, because it's very common when like even article marketing could all of a sudden just not work like it used to work, or video marketing, or paid ads or something. So if all your traffic was just through paid ads, or all your traffic was just videos, this is where you really want to expand and get multiple sources of traffic coming to your site. Just like with your business, you want multiple sources of income, you want multiple sources of traffic as well, so you maintain a good flow of leads and sales and getting eyeballs on your offers. So here's the proven methods that we have been talking about. In the last session we talked everything down to forum marketing. Starting today, we're going to be going over Q&A websites, press releases, online classifieds, web directory submissions, social bookmarking, article submissions, guest blogging, web 2.0 sites like Squidoo and Hub Pages, old school marketing strategies, solo ads, joint ventures, blog commenting, viral reports, video marketing, and document sharing websites. So we're going to jump right into the training here and really lay it out. This one we're going to start the first 5. I've actually decided to cover those in PowerPoint slides, and then the last 10 I'm actually going to take you off the PowerPoints and really show you guys some on-screen examples so you guys can kind of see it done live, so you guys can completely understand and grasp those particular concepts. Traffic method number 11, Q&A websites. Q&A sites are websites where people ask questions and answers are given back. It's a social website with fresh, updated content. So that's one part of what Q&A websites are. There's some authorities websites that are Q&A sites out there. For example, you've got answers.yahoo.com and answerbag.com. What you want to do is you want to go in there and create your account and include your website link in your profile. That way when you're giving answers, people can actually go out there and find your profile and somehow figure out, hey, this guy's an expert on acne or curing acne. Maybe I should go check out his blog on acne cure reviews or something. And you have a blog that reviews acne products and you get paid a commission. So that's kind of how it would work. You want to search for questions related to your niche market. Give good quality answers when you're on these sites. And on a few of these, you may want to answer with a direct link to your blog post. You don't want to do this for all of them, because that's going to get easy to detect, and they're going to think, okay, this guy's kind of gaming the system here. And another idea would be to maybe link to an article on like an article directory. Every day you want to try to spend 10 to 15 minutes on these types of websites. And here's an example of a really good Q&A website. This right here is Yahoo Answers, and as you see with this website, many of you may have even been on this website. You can actually browse by categories, so you can see what category, health, niche, business. Maybe you're somebody that's a traffic expert or SEO expert. Maybe you know a lot about PHP or coding and you have a website related to that. Well, that would be a perfect opportunity for you to go in, spend 10 to 15 minutes a day, answer 4 to 5 questions, and in each one of those, inside your profile, if people go to your profile, they may land on your website or get back to your website because you might offer your blog on your profile, for example, or something like that. Another thing that's beneficial here, again, is that on occasion, and I wouldn't do this on every post, but on occasion, you can actually write up a useful content piece and actually offer that as your answer. What I would do also when using the site as a bonus method, and this can help you with blogging, which we've already discussed, but go out to these Q&A sites, see what kind of questions people have in your niche and in your marketplace. Like if you're in the golf market and you see people are always asking questions about curing their golf slice or doing something like that, maybe you could write an article, top 5 ways to cure your golf slice. And then you can go on here to this site, search for golf slice, answer the various questions with that link to that resource that you created. And that way it doesn't look like you're spamming because you're giving them exactly what they're looking for. So you're not just giving them a generic affiliate link or something like that. And you're getting what you want because you're getting traffic to your website. So I would really use this in multiple ways. For one, use it to get ideas for your blogging. And the second way, obviously, is going out there answering questions, getting people to visit your profile. Once they visit your profile, sending them to your site, or on occasion, linking them straight to your blog post or a useful article that you've maybe posted on eZine Articles or one of those particular websites. So there's multiple ways that you can benefit from these methods with Q&A sites. Traffic method number 12 is press releases. Press releases are a great way to get exposure and traffic. They can send you long-term traffic and build credibility. There are press releases that have been submitted by me that still generate backlinks and some traffic dating back to 2005. So that was almost 8 years as of this particular recording. So press releases, especially online press releases, they can stick out there online. They can really build up your credibility in a big way, because when they get distributed online, when people type in your website name, your business name, whatever it is they're typing in to maybe find you, press releases can really help you blanket the internet and get listed on multiple different websites. So you're listed pretty much all over. So your business name is really coming up. And that boosts your credibility with people. People will see that and say, wow, this person's found all over the place. Maybe I should work with them, or maybe I should purchase their ebook, or maybe I should get on their email list or start following their blog. Press releases work great for that. Good press releases tell the entire story. They will begin with who's the press release about? Is it about you, your company, your website, your new your ebook? And pretty much it's going to be about you if you're the one that wrote it. So who is it about? What is the purpose of the press release? What is it about? Is it that you released a new book? Is it that you released a new website? Did you just make a controversial comment on a certain forum? Whatever the case is, when did you do this? When did this take place? When is the product going to be launched or released? Where can people get access? And in this case, that's going to be your website link. I always open up the press release in the first paragraph with the website link, and then I also do a reminder of that link at the very end. That way you're getting your link out there in multiple locations. Some press release sites, like the free ones, they will offer you just to be able to submit the press release and then you put your website in, and then on like the right hand side they'll have something that says like visit the website or something like that, so people can go and visit your site. The why, why are you doing this? That would be a great opportunity for you to quote yourself. I encourage putting quotes in the press release, especially if they're about you or your website. I decided, I got tired of hearing about people struggling in their relationships, so I decided to set out and create a book to help people have a lasting and longer, more fulfilling marriage. If that's your niche is helping people stay married and helping people keep the passion alive, or whatever it is, or helping people improve their golf game. And so, you could say, hey, I struggled for years with golf slices. My score was suffering on the golf course. It was embarrassing, and so I started doing these things, and so I wanted to share these with people. So that's a great opportunity with the why to really tell a little quote from yourself about why you're doing this, why you released your new site. I wanted to offer more value to my visitors. I wanted to give them more content. I wanted to help them. Why are you giving away this free report? Because I want to help people. There's all kinds of reasons you would write a press release, and I'll get to those in a moment. And then of course the how. Sometimes that would be like, how can they get access to it? How can they take part in what you have going on? You can do a press release for a webinar. If you're doing a live webinar training, you could actually do a press release letting people know, announcing that is going on. You can do press releases for just about anything. If you're doing a local seminar, if you have changed your website, if you're hiring a new employee, whatever the case is, you can do a press release, and that's the beauty of it. They do a really good job of building up your credibility. For example, you would want to tell people about new blog posts, controversial articles that maybe you've written, or controversial viewpoints out in your marketplace. Product launches, so obviously if you're launching a product, if you're doing a book launch, those are perfect examples of doing a press release. Like you're releasing a new video course, news, like new sites that you're doing, or additional sites to help people. Maybe you're doing a new website redesign, maybe you're launching a new line of websites. All those are great reasons to do a press release. Maybe you hired a new president of your company, then maybe that's a great reason to do a press release. If you have a larger company with a lot of people, then each time you hire somebody, you could do a new press release highlighting that person. If you have a small company, even a small company, if you hired a couple people, that's worthy of a press release. It's just another reason to get more content and information out there about your company, so you're blanketing your exposure and you're getting a lot of traffic. New blog post, especially if it's a really good one, or like it has an infographic, or you've done a really good job of creating a content rich piece, blog post would be a great reason to submit a press release. You could also write press releases addressing current events in the news. So find current events in the news about your industry. Like, let's say you're in the health industry, there's always current events going on about new diet plans, or maybe diet plans that celebrities are doing, and you could actually write a press release talking about that particular fad and refer people back to your website for more information. Or you could even write a press release with a controversial viewpoint. I think this particular diet plan is terrible and here's why. And so you could start off with John Smith says the whatever diet is terrible. That'd be a great headline for a press release, because that's going to get your name out there. It's going to draw attention because it's got controversy, and then in the press release you can actually sell people on the why it's bad, why you said this, when you said this. That's kind of the news there, and then you could spin that to really generate traffic. Controversy gets a lot of exposure, so if you have a controversial viewpoint, press releases are a really good way to go. For examples of press releases, if you want to know, okay, this is great, but what should I do? What should my press releases look like? Then I would go out here to prweb.com/recent news. prweb.com/recent news. The next one to go out to here is 1-888-pressrelease.com. 1-888-pressrelease.com. These are both very popular press release websites. They both offer a paid submission service, but I'm going to recommend a paid one here in just a moment. The main thing I referred you to these sites for is because I wanted you to see what the press releases look like. What kind of content are people including? How are they formatted? How are they structured? And as long as you're covering the who, what, when, where, why, and even how, if it makes sense for you in your press release, then you're going to be just fine. But look at the press releases, look at the length of them. Typically they're between 350 to 500 words in length, but you can kind of get an idea by looking at how they're structured, where they're including their quotes, how their opening paragraphs look. Use those for a really good example of good press releases. Places to submit your press release: prunderground.com. This is a paid solution. PR Web offers a paid solution, but it can be upwards of $200, $300, $400. It can be quite expensive. So you may want to look at something like PR Underground, which can get you a lot of exposure for a fraction of the cost of about $39 or less per press release. You can also do press release submissions for free on your own. It's just a matter of going out there and submitting the press release that you've written and copying and pasting it into the different windows that they offer. This can be time consuming, but there are a lot of really good free press release sites out there. Some of them will have an upsell, like if it makes your link active and those types of things, but you can also just do a Google search, submit press release free, submit press release online, and this is going to give you the most up-to-date list, because obviously as press release sites go away, they're not always going to be out there. So I would really recommend going this direction to find press releases. You could also do a search for distribute press release or distribute press release online. Here's an example of a press release. You'll notice where I have the arrow going, there's a link there that says visit our site. And I've also got on their website here, I've got the actual name here of the actual company. You can see that's their subject line, that's their press release there. This is an idea on 1888 press release of what it would look like. When you publish a press release, this is what it will look like on the actual website. So that is the direction you would go. You want to have a nice, clean looking press release that goes out there. And so that's why I recommend going to this site to really get an idea as to what to include in your press release, what it's going to look like. And then as you see there under contact info, a lot of times they will supply a link to your website. Traffic method number 13, online classifieds. Online classifieds can be a great way to get website traffic. You can post small ads in relevant areas with links to your offer. Be careful about posting too many offers at once, though. So that's definitely one thing. And when I say relevant areas, I mean like, if you're posting about doing freelance writing services on there, like you want to do writing for people, then post it in the small business services section. Don't post it in the health and weight loss area, or don't post it in the cars for sale section. Be very particular about where you post that kind of data. If you're offering other services like information on a home-based business, sometimes there's categories for business opportunities, sometimes there's not. So in that case, you could find a relevant category. Maybe it's an everything else category. Be careful about posting too many offers, because some of these press release sites, they do kind of check on that, like what your IP address is, meaning where you're posting from. So you don't want to be out there posting 10 of the exact same ad on the same day. You might want to post it, then a week later after it expires, post it again. So don't go too crazy. If you spam it, it's not going to be an effective method for you. What you really want to do too is post in the major city categories to maximize your exposure. So like for example on Craigslist and even Backpage, they offer submissions for smaller towns, but really look at maybe the bigger cities to get a really good idea as far as how much traffic is in that marketplace, where you should be going. You want to look for the major cities to really get more traffic. You could also test on the side and test if you get more clicks by actually doing the major cities, or if you get more clicks by actually doing just the small links, like going to like the smaller areas, because there's less competition. So you could test that out, but in most cases you're going to get better results going and submitting your classifieds to these smaller areas. And I'll show you an example here in just a moment. Ads can be short and sweet, like your squeeze page headlines. So you could take like a squeeze page headline or your offer page, like why that gives them a very strong reason to get your product, and then just put a link straight to it. And I would use like a tracking link. It's not a bad idea to use something like bit.ly or bud URL or one of the other tracking services. That way you can kind of keep track as far as how many clicks are coming, so you know, okay, well my classified ads, this is worth it because I'm getting 100 clicks now for my classified ads. For examples of online classified sites, there's Craigslist.org. Many people know of that one. It's by far has the most traffic. Backpage.com, adoos.com, adoos.com. Those are three of the bigger ones online that you can actually start using. Backpage has a particular section devoted to like home business opportunities and things such as that as well. You could also do a search for online classified sites. So do a search in Google, Bing, or Yahoo, or your favorite search engine. Do a search for online classified sites. Free classified sites. You don't have to search in quotes. That's just what the in quotes is what I'm recommending you search for. And then something like submit ad free. Those will also give you several different listings that really come up. Here's an example of an ad on Craigslist. You'll notice I posted it inside Seattle, Washington, a huge city. And under all services offered, then there's one called small business ads. So that's where business opportunity listings would fit. You could also post under small biz ads because it's under all services offered. You could post offers or information for pretty much any kind of venture out there. So you could post them for everything from relationships to improving your golf game, to also improving like fitness, weight loss. Those types of products could go under small biz ads as well. So you'll notice here this one is written a little more in length. It kind of explains the program. You could just copy and paste info from your site, and then there is a live link there. And as you know, Craigslist is a very popular website that gets a lot of traffic and has a lot of eyeballs, so it could be very beneficial for you. On the reply email, One thing you could do is they'll ask you for a reply email. You could almost set it up if you wanted to with like an autoresponder email. You'd want to check out their terms and conditions though to make sure they still allow this. But do like an autoresponder email, so if people email you, they automatically are added to your Aweber email list. They're sent a confirmation that says, hey, would you like to join this list? Once they join your list, then you're able to market to them by email. So that would be kind of a sneaky way to get their email list, but it's completely ethical because it's asking them because they're interested in it, and it's also asking them to confirm first. So it's not like you're just adding them on there and going to start emailing them. So that might be an idea to play around with to see, and also to test if you're allowed to do that, because you don't want to get in trouble not be able to use these sites. So just do some testing on it. You don't want to spend a ton of time on the classified sites. There are a lot of them out there. I would kind of stick with maybe the big three. You can experiment if some of them offer paid options, which Backpage does. You could kind of test that out. But I would start off just posting them for free, leave them for a few days, use a tracking link so you kind of see, okay, is this working for me? Am I getting traffic or not? But you can see here it is a potential to send traffic. These are very high traffic websites that have a lot of eyeballs, and especially broader niches like the weight loss, fitness, health. You know, people are always wanting to get in better shape. They're always wanting to lose weight. They're always wanting to better themselves as a person or to increase their income. Those types of broad niches or broad interest niche markets perform very well with classifieds. And again, I mentioned this previously, there's also like a section where you can offer services. So if you're a web designer, if you are into graphic design, you could list your services on the major classified websites. Traffic method number 14, web directories. Targeted niche web directories can send you some traffic as well. A lot of people would count this up as an old online marketing tactic. In fact, it's been around since even before Google. Yahoo actually launched the first directory. You can list your main websites in the web directories, and if you do it right, it's still effective. It's not like it used to be where you could just submit yourself to all the directories and that's all the traffic you would need. You wouldn't have to do anything else. If you do web directories, you definitely need to be doing other sources of traffic. But it's just another place to get you found. It's another place to get a link going to your website. Especially if you're going after niche targeted directories, which I'll explain here in a moment. These are directories centered around your market, or they're directories with categories that are very targeted to your offers. It's definitely worthwhile for you. You don't want to be doing this with the intention of, hey, I want to get as many backlinks as I can from the search engines. You want to be doing it more with the sense that, hey, I want to get overall traffic to my site, and these sites have a good amount of traffic and they're targeted as well. So here's some of the main directories to submit to. dmoz.org. It is by far, it's been around quite a long time. DMOZ actually feeds a lot of different directories on the internet. It is free to list there, and they do have human edited categories, but it can take a very long time to get listed. And when I say list your main website, I really mean like your main blog, your main company website, the website where you have most of your content on it, just because with directories you're going to have a higher chance of getting listed if you're doing that. I wouldn't list all like your small affiliate sites, things like that. In fact, if that's the only types of websites you have, then you could just move onward with a different traffic method. But if you have like a main website, which most people do, they have a main blog and then they have other little websites, that's what I would be really focused in on here. dmoz.org, best of the web, botw.org. It stands for best of the web. That directory's been around a very long time. With dmoz, again, it can take a while, so you might want to check which category you submit to, or categories, when you're submitting it, and actually see when the last time that category was edited, because it does tell you in one of the either top left or bottom left or right corner. Just look at the corners of the particular category, and dmoz will actually tell you if that press release, or if that particular category was edited recently. So each one of the categories has like a dmoz editor, but sometimes it takes them a long time to get in there and edit it. So take a look at that. Best of the web, it does cost money, but it's something you might want to consider paying for, especially for your main website if you really want to get it traffic. joeant.com. joeant.com is another big and quite popular web directory that can send you a lot of traffic. Finding niche directories and categories to submit to. These are some to consider. You can do a search for something like weight loss directory and then in quotes submit site. So weight loss directory and submit site. business directory and the word submit site, and use the submission, do the search exactly like I'm showing here. So weight loss directory and then in quotes submit site. That's going to give you the best result possible, because what that's going to do is pull up categories that are weight loss directories, and then the word submit site, it's going to actually pull up directories that have a link that says submit site right on in there. You can do your search for business directory, golf directory, weight loss directory, fitness, whatever market you're trying to attract here, work from home. You could do the phrase fitness and then submit site free. And if you do the search for submit site free, it's going to pull up listings that let you submit your website for free. Be careful about doing too many links back. Like some of them will actually make you do like a reciprocal link back, especially if you get going on a lot of different directories. So you want to be careful of that, because you don't want to link to too many of them, because it can kind of almost discount that link, and it's not quite worth it if you're just doing reciprocal links. But a lot of them, it's okay if you do it on a few of them, especially if they're niche and targeted directories. But a lot of them won't make you do that. Some of them will just let you do it for free. Others will let you do it, and then they'll make you take your link down just to kind of verify it's your site, those types of things. So be careful about that if you're having to do a lot of reciprocal links. And also watch your budget, because it's very careful when you get to submitting to a lot of directories that you spend $5 here, $10 there, and it starts to really add up for you. Check when the page you are submitting to was last cached by Google. That's really, really important. So when you do these searches, you're going to come across listings with the different web directories. You're going to find particular pages that you land on that are targeted to like weight loss, for example. And what you want to do is go to Google and do a search just like I have here. So cache, C-A-C-H-E, colon, and then you copy and paste the website link that you landed on when you did the particular search in Google. So for this one, this directory is called cotid.org, and you'll notice the health, self-improvement, weight loss categories where it's submitting. When you do this cache search, it's going to bring up a page in Google that will actually tell you when the page was last cached. Well, in this particular case, this actual page here was last indexed by Google again, or actually spidered by Google, meaning they went out and picked it up. It was just spidered a couple weeks ago, which is not bad at all. So that is a good one to go for. Now, if it's been more than like 45 to 60 days, so almost 2 months since it was last indexed or refreshed by Google, then move on to a different directory, because that means it's not a very active website, and you don't really want to be listed on a site that's not very active. It's not going to get you much traffic, and Google really isn't going to be updating it, so you're not going to get the benefit of being in there. So, and that especially is a good way to do, especially if you're paying for a directory listing like on Best of the Web. I would make sure whichever category you list in, it's one that gets updated frequently, and especially if it's been refreshed like in the last few days, that really tells you it's a nice directory to submit to. Use your website name in the title when submitting. You don't necessarily need to be worried too much about anchor text or keywords, because that's more of a thing of the past when it comes to SEO. Write a good description of your website to increase the click-through rate to your site, or the click-through to your site, meaning as people are on the directories, and that's the goal here, you want to encourage them to get to your website. So you need to have a sentence or two that's kind of enticing as far as what they're going to find, what types of information they're going to get from you. Traffic method number 15, old school method. It works really well if you have a broad niche. These niches could be like weight loss, fitness, we talked about them previously, the work from home, home business, improving yourself, relationships, money saving, resumes, like getting your job out there. This method, the old school methods, will work really well to a broader niche, only because it's really more focused. Now the postcard method that I'll talk about at the end here of this old school method, that would actually work. You could actually target that as narrow as you really wanted to, but for these first few methods, they're going to work the best with broader niche markets, and you'll see why. Like for example, business cards through Vistaprint. You can include just a website on there with a short headline or incentive. And these business cards you can get, as you know, you've seen the commercials, for about 250 business cards, it's about $10. So it's very inexpensive. And you can place these on community bulletin boards in your community, like in different stores. They have free bulletin boards with those thumbtacks that you can just stick things on. grocery stores, gas stations. You see them all over the place. And so if you know where they are in your local community or your area, or maybe you visit an area where you know a lot of them are, you could take a set of these business cards and post them up there and put several of them around the board as well. And this works well, especially like if you're in an area that gets a lot of traffic or a lot of eyeballs, like if you live in a tourist location that also has a lot of people. As long as you're allowed to post your cards here, you're just fine. Now, am I telling you just to go post it on any old board in any business? No, no, not at all. But you will know if it's a public board because you're going to see all kinds of information on these boards from people posting them. And so just putting your business card out there, it's just another way to get yourself exposure. And if you have a good headline on your card, it could just be a white card with like a red headline and then your website link below it. Then it might entice people to say, hey, I want to know how to make money, or I want to know how to lose weight, or whatever the case is, or get in shape, or have a better relationship. Banners, you've probably seen these, the banners with like a small stake in the ground, that as you're driving up to like stoplights on street corners like that are public property. You've seen some of these as well. So you know what the ordinances are in your area. So again, I'm not telling you to break any rules or laws here. These are just ideas that I see around all the time. I see people advertising websites, web design services, other freelance services. People are advertising different things all the time offline. And so that's why these are called, more old school marketing. This might be considered more guerrilla marketing in a sense, in that you're just going out where the people are. And that's why these first two methods work very well for broad niches. Again, only place on public property where you are allowed to post them. You can create those flyers with the tear papers or tear sheets. You've all seen them where there's just like a flyer where it's a piece of paper, and then at the bottom there's like strips cut, and on that strip there could be 10 of them, on a sheet of paper or whatever, that people just rip off that are pre-cut. You could actually include like your website link there. So talk all about your free offer or what it is you're offering, and then there's a link to your website. You could do this with like affiliate offers as well if you just wanted to test it out and post up like a ClickBank offers up there that have like a masked link or something, like you're using bit.ly or something to shorten your link up. You could experiment doing this as well. Again, only post it where you're allowed to post it. On the small tear sheets, you could put your website. So make sure that it's only on bulletin boards where you are allowed to share it. Postcards. Get a targeted mailing list from like a reputable provider like InfoUSA. And for this example, you don't necessarily have to have just a broad niche. You could really narrow this one down as close as you wanted to go. You could find InfoUSA will have data on people over 50, with a certain income level. So you could target people over 50 with a certain income level that have expressed interest in working from home, or have expressed interest in losing weight, or have expressed interest in fitness. You can get very targeted with these mailings, and that's where postcard marketing can be good. Another reason is that you probably realize in your mailbox you aren't bombarded as often as you used to be with junk mail. You still get some on occasion, or what's considered junk mail, which is advertisements or offers you didn't request. But in this case, emails are inundated with junk mail. Not that emails are bad. Email marketing is probably the best source of traffic you can get, and at will too. And it's a great way to get exposure and traffic. But a lot of people's inboxes is just another way to reach a new segment of people. Maybe it's a group of people that doesn't do email, or it's a group of people that obviously is not on your email list yet. So that's where this comes into play. So you can create a basic postcard. You can use cactusmailing.com has like a postcard builder, or they give you some ideas for creating a basic postcard, and you can go through them, follow their guidelines, and actually just see what kind of pricing they offer. So you could buy a list from InfoUSA, go out and create a basic postcard with Cactus Mailing, go out, send the mail out, see what you end up with, what your results in or your return on investment is. Send postcards with website and a targeted message on it, and see what results from it. So traffic method number 16 is all about social bookmarking. So in this particular method, social bookmarking, I'm just going to do a Google search here so you can pull up a few websites to get an idea as to what it is. This website here, ebizmba.com, does a really good job of kind of telling you what the newest, freshest websites out there are. So they do a really nice job of it. So here's a few of the more popular ones. Many of you have heard of dig.com. This is where people go out and they actually will share like top stories. Dig's kind of migrating less into a social media site, and more of it's putting more less of a social sharing site, and it's more of just like an actual place to share like articles and things like that. So they've kind of actually done a really good job though of cleaning up their look here. So you can go through, people can dig these various comments. So what you want to do when you first get on here is go in here to sign in and create your account, and then you can actually sign in with like Facebook or Twitter. And at the very bottom here, dig.com submit, you can actually submit a link to Dig. So you can go to dig.com, and this is the best way to get the most out of Dig here, is to go ahead and create like a content-rich piece. That would be like, content like top 15 ways to lose weight, or like this is a perfect example of a great blog post, top 15 most popular social bookmarking websites, and then you could put the updated date, and this tells you, they tell you why these are the most popular sites and whatnot. So this is a great idea. You could create an article on your blog, and the other sites I was telling you only submit, when it came to like web directories, I was telling you to only submit in particular to like your main website, for example. But with social bookmarking, you can submit if you have an informative piece of content on any one of your websites, whether it's an infographic, if it's a video, if it's an article you've posted on an article directory, if it's an article you posted on your blog. Dig works really well. Just go to dig.com, go down here to submit link at the very bottom, and then plug in your link, and then you can sign in with your Facebook or Twitter to make that link active. And so that's a really good way to get your content submitted on Dig, which is a very, very popular website out there on the internet. Another really good social bookmarking site that's been around a while is called Reddit. It's reddit.com. So what you can do here is, notice it's a lot of it's kind of funny news and information. So things that are really share worthy that you think, is going to get you the best results. But more importantly, it's also helpful to do the social bookmarking aspect only in the sense that it's a great way to get your content indexed. So as soon as you get your new blog post, go out to Dig, go out to Reddit, maybe a few other sites, post it out there so it starts getting some traction and some traffic. So these sites all work pretty much the same. You log in, you go through the process of just submitting to them. So this is kind of what social bookmarking websites look like. Many of you have probably heard of Delicious. It's one. It's one of those other it's a social bookmarking sharing type website that has also been around for a while. Google's options that you would do here, go to Google search, and we're going to do social bookmarking sites, and then you could do your niche or social bookmarking site, let's say fitness or health, and you could come across maybe a few other social bookmarking sites. You may not be able to get as many that are very targeted there. So I would just do a Google search here, social bookmarking sites, and there's quite a few out there. It's just a matter of really going out there. You can find websites by doing these searches. I like it because a lot of people have aggregated a nice list of social bookmarking sites. So like here's one: Folkt, Digida, eBombs World, Link a Go-Go. And these methods still work. The best use of them though is going to be whenever you create a content piece, article, video, article that you submitted to an article directory, blog post. Those are the kind of things that do best when shared through social bookmarking channels. So that is an idea for you right there. The next thing here, the next order of business that we're going to be talking about is traffic number 17, article submissions. So article submissions, one of the best sources of traffic still out there, can be unique article submissions. So what I would do here, the most popular one out there, and this is probably the best example I can give you, is ezinearticles.com. ezinearticles.com. So what you want to do here is go through eZine articles. You can get an idea as to the different categories. There's internet, there's home-based business in its entire category, and we're just going to narrow down into the home business category. And you can click here. This is by a guy, Best Home Business, My Top 10, and he tells you what are the top 10 home-based businesses and why. And then at the very link here, he's got a website that goes off, and this one looks more like it's an affiliate site, and he's promoting the Big Idea Mastermind. So he's done a really good job here of, with his article, writing a good informative article, submitting it out there, and then at the very bottom here putting a link down there to the actual site itself, to the actual article. You can see here this article was submitted just a few days ago. It's already been viewed 96 times. So you can see here it's about 100 visitors to this article, and it was submitted just a few days ago. And this is an article that will be out there for a very long time. So that's really the power of article marketing. You want to create a good informative article. With eZine articles, to get the best chance of being submitted, you want it to be 400 plus words. I would recommend, if you're not somebody that likes to write articles, that you go out to a site called iWriter.com, iWriter.com, and it's a really good place to find people to actually do the actual submission or writing for you. And then you can go out to eZine articles. There's another really good one. It's called GoArticles.com. GoArticles.com is also another very large article directory. It used to be beneficial for you when you're doing article marketing to go out and submit your single article to hundreds of different article directories, and there was software that did it for you. It's just not as effective as it used to be to go to all these different directories. The best thing you can do is, at the very least, go to eZine articles, create a very unique article for eZine, go to them, write a unique variation or have a unique variation written that goes to Go Articles, and then also look at submitting to like articlesdashboard.com. That's another good size article directory. Let's see what happened there. Whoop, not article dashboard. It's articles base. That's the article directory. Articlesbase.com. This is the big one. Articlesbase.com, GoArticles.com, and eZinearticles.com. These are the three biggest ones that will by far get you some of the better search engine rankings. And as you can see, if you're wondering, just like with press releases, how do I write these? What do they look like? Go through the site, look at the examples, especially look at the examples of articles written in your niche. So if you're in the home business niche, Lawrence here is a great example of what it should look like. And he's got his link here to his website. He does a really good job in his author resource box, which is where I would recommend you also make sure you're putting a link straight to your site, because that's how you're going to get traffic. You're going to write an informative article, then at the very end it's going to have an actual website link for you. So that is what article marketing is all about. That is, it's still a great way to go. And then obviously another search phrase you can do is try to connect yourself with niche article directories. So you can go out there and you can do a search for submit article, and then you could do weight loss. And this will actually possibly bring up some different articles related to weight loss that you could actually submit your article to. And there may not be a whole bunch of other other options, but you may come across something. So, or article directory weight loss or health. You could even do a search for like health article directory. So like here's health article directory. It's all like more health related topics. It's got other health related topics. It's a website called Health Article Directory. You could just do a search out here for a list of different directories that you come across for your niche. So that would be the only other article sites I would recommend submitting to, would be niche ones. They can be harder to find though. So at the very least I would stick with these big ones. And then another key phrase you can do a search for is like submit content, and then do your search for let's just say fitness. So submit content and then the word fitness, and you'll come across, like, here's one, fitness galore. Let's see, submit content bodybuilding forum right here. And this is another forum, but you can actually post like an entire article right here, as you see here, on this Real Muscle forum. So if you're in the fitness market, just by doing that search, I came across a very niche and focused website that you can actually go out here now and post on a variety of different sites. So that works out very well for you as well. So go out there, do a search for like submit content, submit article, and then your niche keyword phrase to come across that next bit of content. Traffic method number 18 is all about guest blogging. So here's how guest blogging will work. The main site you want to go to is guestblogit.com. Guestblogit.com. So in a nutshell, what guest blogging is it allows you to actually go out there and get content written from other people, for one. So you could actually go out there and say, hey, I need fresh content. I want unique content for my blog. And you could say, I'm looking for people to write articles on fitness or home business or relationships, and I need help with this. Or I need people to write articles on parenting or family. So if whatever your niche is, you could go on these sites, actually have people write articles for you. You don't even have to pay for the unique content, but they write a unique article, but they also get a chance to link back to their website. And then on the flip side, where the traffic part comes in for you, now there's two ways to get traffic with guest blogging. The first one is you have a unique piece of content on your site, so that naturally will bring people to your website. That's going to bring traffic from the search engines, from your blog. People are going to share it, like it, tweet it, those types of things. So that part is very beneficial for you. The second way to get traffic is to be a guest blogger yourself. So this site's a really good job because it connects both people. It's kind of like eBay connects buyers and sellers. This connects people that are bloggers or writers, or that have content that they want to share, with websites that actually are looking for that content. So the other way you can get traffic is not only can you have your blog open to get guest blog posts on it so that you get unique content, but you also win because you're able to write really good articles that actually then are posted on somebody else's blog or website, and then that blog or website, which is targeted to your niche, links back to your website. So that's where guest blogging is a beautiful thing. And this site, again, connects those people, so you're not having to go out there and do a lot of searches for it. So Guest Blogit is that particular website. Now I'll show you the searches you can do. So like, for example, you could do, let's see, let's just say, let's type in fitness here, because that's a big topic, or let's just say health. And then let's say guest blog. So there you go, the health insurance shell game. Submit a guest blog post right here. Notice that natural health forum right here. Submit a guest blog post right here. Post submitted should be original. Post should inform and not sell. You'll get in about the author section. That's important, so you can put a link to your site. There you go. So you notice right here they actually have an open call for guest bloggers, and I did that by doing a search for health and guest blog. And when you're done, your post would be on a very focused, targeted website, which is, for one, the kind of backlinks you want to get, and number two, it's sending you traffic. It's getting your content and your information and yourself with a link to your website in front of a targeted audience, which is key to getting long-term traffic. So right here, guest blog. This is called hestiahealth.com. Notice right here they're offering an opportunity for guest bloggers as well. So people can go in here and be a guest blogger. They have submission guidelines and all that, those kind of keywords. So you could do a phrase like health or your niche. You could also do a search like submit guest blog. and just kind of play around with the different search options, but just submit guest blog, guest blogging, guest blog post, those types of phrases to come across other blogs in your niche. Or you could just use a tool like guestblogit.com, which kind of helps accomplish that. But guest blogging is a great way to get traffic. There's two different ways. You can actually accept posts onto your website so that you can have unique content written for you. The only thing is that when somebody writes content for you, you need to keep their website links intact. Secondly, the other secondary way, which is another great way, is to have you be the one that writes articles, or you pay somebody to write articles for you, and then you take those articles and submit them via guest blogging to a few other relevant websites. So that's how guest blogging is going to work for you and benefit you. Traffic method number 19, Web 2.0 sites. So Web 2.0 sites, those are websites with user-generated content. So these are websites that actually allow people to submit content to them. So here's a few examples of some good sites out there. There is squidoo.com. It's quite possibly one of the more popular ones out there. Squidoo.com is a website where people actually go out there and they create what's called a lens or a particular page. So Squidoo, lots of different people are out there using this kind of content to create their own information. You can come in here and join for free, and you can just, if you're already a member, you just log in, or if you're brand new, you would just go through here to sign up. Let me kind of show you through some of these lenses. How to paint monsters in paintings. So this is what somebody's done. They've actually got 85 likes on Squidoo, 17 likes on Facebook, 6 shares. It's a great way. It's a very high profitable social sharing website. So this person's just written up some content on how to paint monsters. She's got a picture there with the photo credit. So this in a nutshell is what a lens is. It also gives you a chance to make money with Amazon ads, which is kind of a bonus, but more importantly, it gives you a chance to get your profile out there, and also the most important aspect is going to be a link to your website, which you can place somewhere in your Squidoo lens. So the key part here is you want to create a really good unique content piece in hopes that this site is going to get shared, because Squidoo is a very high it's a high profile, very, very busy website with a lot of traffic, lots of exposure. And you notice this content here, she's got lots of comments, which is great for social sharing. And this wasn't posted all terribly long ago, and it's getting all this traffic and exposure. So this is a really good one. It's in the art and design category. She's obviously into art and design. She's created 440 featured lenses, so she really knows what she's doing. So that's what Squidoo is all about. That's the kind of information you can post on here. You can get all kinds of info. You could share links to your blog post. You could pull in your RSS feed. You could combine it with RSS feeds from other websites out there, share links to other sites, give your own, like right here, here's a poll result. And this Squidoo does a really good job of getting you traffic. So that's one of the websites out there. You can post your own content on here. You just have to become a member. Next one is hubpages.com. It's similar to Squidoo, but quite different. You can create original media-rich hubs, as they say. So that would be like where you're sharing YouTube videos. It doesn't even have to be videos you made. You can embed your own unique videos. And so that's another thing you can be doing here with Squidoo. So here's an example here of this particular topic. Top 10, the 10 coolest dog bowls. This is a Squidoo lens here. Notice it's got some nice pictures here, and it's got a list of 10 different dog bowls that are unique looking. And this is a really good job of a Squidoo lens here, because they're actually posting pictures here, kind of engaging their audience. They also have here like Amazon affiliate links throughout the Squidoo lens, or this Hub Pages lens. So this is what Hub Pages is. It's kind of like Squidoo, but you're out there creating unique content. And when I talk about unique content, it means content that you've created particularly just for Hub Pages themselves. You don't want to take content that's found elsewhere on the internet because they won't approve it, but Hub Pages can end up sending you quite a bit of traffic as well. Another place, this is a little bit different than Squidoo and Hub Pages itself, but you can actually build and cultivate your own online community with Ning. Ning is kind of like your own little social network in its sense, and it allows you to actually go out here. You can try it out for free, and it allows you to go in there and create like your own little network. Well, you can go out here and actually find communities that will actually allow you to share various pieces of content on here within your niche market. So Ning might be something else to consider if you're looking for other alternatives to like Squidoo. Here's a really cool search as well, because a lot of people don't know about Squidoo alternatives. Do a search for Squidoo alternatives right here. This one ironically is posted on Squidoo. This gives you a listing of websites: Mahalo.com. This one actually looks very similar to Squidoo, where you can actually go out there and post your own user-generated type content. So that's what that is. Just do a search for that, because you'll come across a lot of different options. I've done a search for that, and I'm always getting all kinds, like the Warrior Forum does a good job, people letting you know. So just do a search for like alternative, and you'll find them. There's a lot of websites out there, so don't just limit yourself with Web 2.0s to just Squidoo and Hub Pages. There's a lot of different websites and alternatives that you could be doing. You could also do a search for sites like Squidoo. And there's a website that comes up called siteslike.com, and it does a really good job of kind of listing various websites out there. So like this site, as soon as you put in the website, it kind of creates a unique list, and some of these you got to be careful of. Let's skip this ad here, and it's got a variety of different options here, like StumbleUpon, Wikipedia, and those types of sites as well. All right, and then so that was an example there of that particular website here. So let me create a new window here. Then there's another website that I really like to use called SimilarSiteSearch.com. Similar Site Search, and then you can type in the site that you like, so like Squidoo.com, into Similar Site Search, and it pulls up Ning as an option. It pulls up a few other similar sites that allow you to share your content. You can kind of play around with them to see if you find something, but there's a good chance you're going to find, like, this is a collaboration community where you could post additional content. So do searches for like sites like Squidoo, do searches for Similar Site Search. It does a really nice job of bringing together, like, here's 61 sites that they consider are similar to Squidoo where you can actually post your content. And so that's what Web 2.0 is. It's user-generated content. And Squidoo benefits because they're getting unique content. They're getting more traffic and exposure so they can display their ads. But you win because you're getting a very high traffic website. So that's the beauty and the benefit of doing marketing with Web 2.0 sites. So traffic method number 20 is solo ads. And I'm going to explain exactly what solo ads are here in the next few minutes. So solo ads are basically, in a nutshell, it's where you pay somebody with a targeted email list to send traffic for you to your squeeze page or to your offer. So for solo ads to work correctly, you want to be sending the traffic that you're paying for to your squeeze page or your landing page. And so you pay somebody with the list, with followers or with an email list. So let's say somebody out there has a list of 10,000 people, and they can send you 150 to 200 clicks, for example. You would pay that person, let's say $50 to $100 for them to send you the 200 clicks. And generally you're going to be paying between 30 to 50 cents a click, sometimes a little bit more, but it's very targeted. As long as it's a very targeted list, it's actually a very inexpensive way to be building up your email list. So solo ads are a great way to build up your following because you're contacting people that can send you guaranteed traffic that's very targeted traffic because their list is centered around the offer you want to send them to. And you go out there and you pay them, and in exchange they send an email for you. So it's a win-win because they get paid. They may have an open window on their email calendar that they're making money on. That's what solo ads are. So you can actually go out to the solo ad directory at soloaddirectory.com, and you can actually get a list of all these different people that are selling solo ads, and you can kind of see what solo ads you would want to go with. There's solo ad directory, safe swaps. Safeswaps.com is another source where you can actually go out, you can buy solo mailings from their people, and you can go out there and do searches for solo ad providers. Another place to go to find good solo ads is an article directory. So you can go out here to eZine articles. This takes a little more work, but you can actually go right on out here. And let's say you're trying to get people to your home business market. So go on out here. Let's find an article, online marketing, and let's just click on her link here and see if she's building her email list up. And it doesn't look like she's doing a good job of building her email list. So let's just go on to the next person. So you want to go through here. This takes a little more effort, but you want to find people that are trying to build up their email list. And you'll notice here she's got kind of a get in touch with this box. You could actually go here and contact this particular person, and ask them if they're interested in doing a solo ad. So you can find people in your niche and see if they're interested in doing solo ads. You can find the major players in your market, like the people that have a big email list, and contact them. Just reach out to them, see if they sell solo ads. You can do Google searches for solo ads or solo ad providers. So like internet marketing solo ads, and see who you come across. You can come across a large list of people. There's several different websites out there that you'll come across, and you can go out there and just kind of see who's offering solo ads. Like when I did a search here, this guy's list come on, this guy named Frank Dang, he's selling solo ads right here. So you can get an idea by just doing a Google search as well for your niche market to see who you can come across. You can find solo ads for like the finance, like the Forex, stock trading type market. You'll find a lot of them for like the health and fitness niche market, especially a lot for the business, home business, web traffic, internet marketing type markets. Some with the relationship marketing, you'll have to do some testing. You might have to do more legwork on the other niche markets, like going out to the article sites to find them, but they are out there. So the key thing is to find them, approach them, and say, hey, I've got an offer here and I want to pay you money to send me traffic, and then kind of take it from there. But solo ads are a great way to get targeted, guaranteed traffic. We talked about previously about the only way to guarantee any kind of traffic is to pay for it. Solo ads are a great return on your investment most of the time, and it's a method where if it doesn't work out the first time, you can rinse and repeat and try it with somebody else, and you're bound to find a few good solo ad providers that you can continue working with. Traffic method number 21 is joint ventures. This can be one of your most important traffic methods, so I really recommend you look at this. This can send you the quickest amount of traffic in the shortest amount of possible time. It's a great way to get traffic, and it's actually an inexpensive source of traffic because you're only paying if people take some sort of action. So if they send you a lot of traffic, you only have to pay them a commission if the people end up purchasing. So it's not like you're going out there and you're buying 500 clicks or you're paying for 1,000 clicks in pay-per-click and not sure about the results. It's a win-win because your joint venture partners are getting paid every time a sale is made. You're winning because you're actually not having to put up the money up front for the traffic. So it's a win-win. It's a great way to get a large amount of targeted traffic. So joint ventures is one of the best things you can do. Really what joint ventures are, it's where you pay somebody or you get affiliates is what they're referred to. You get affiliates that have either like a targeted email list, they have a blog with a lot of followers or a lot of readers on it. Somehow they have access to a lot of traffic that you may not have access to. And so your goal is to find people in your niche that are good affiliates, people that can send you targeted traffic, traffic that's interested in your offers to your pages, to your sales pages and download pages, whatever the case is. But you want to have it set up where there are people sending traffic to your sales offers so that they're able to get a commission, you're able to get traffic for your offers. So the first site here is launchboards.com. This is a great website to go out there and, for one, to find places for offers that you can promote. But most importantly, you can go out here and actually post your products here in the marketplace. So you can actually come in here with new product launches and actually submit yourself inside these directories to find affiliates to promote for you. So it's a really good system to use, and that's launchboards.com. They do a really good job. They work with many different niche markets as well. And again, you can just go in here, post your different offers, and come across and actually get your offers right on in here so that you can potentially get up affiliates. So you can, when you have an offer to promote, like it's your own product launch, it has to be a product that you've created that's going to give you the best offer possible. Or if you're taking a private label rights product and rebranding it, so it's kind of unique to you, this is a great way to go, is to go out here to launch boards, post your offer in there. You'll pick up a few affiliates. Another good site in the internet marketing niche is called muncheye.com. Muncheye.com. It's another place to go that you can find affiliates. Some places to list your products on. There is jvzoo.com. There is also clickbank.com. So jvzoo.com, clickbank.com. These are also some really good markets for you to tackle as well. So like if you have a product that you want to list, you could actually list it on JVZoo, and if you choose, it will automatically be listed in the marketplace. So as sales are made, it tracks your affiliate commissions, it pays them automatically, or it tracks them for you so you can pay them out later, and it will actually list you in the marketplace. So you're able to go out there and get exposure from everybody that is an affiliate with JVZoo. So you're able to target a large group of people that already are affiliates. Same thing with ClickBank. They have the ClickBank Marketplace, which you'll need to just go up there to clickbank/marketplace, and you can again have your product listed in the marketplace when your product is completed. So when you have a product, if you sell it through ClickBank, you're able to pick up affiliates that are already ClickBank affiliates. So not only would you want to submit on like Muncheye if it's like an internet marketing type product, or launch boards if it's a product for many different niche markets, but you also want to go out there to get joint ventures and use something like ClickBank or JVZoo to leverage that kind of authority. We mentioned this when going through solo ads, but eZine Articles is teaming with possible joint venture partners for you. If your content is focused around, let's say, the health and fitness niche, so here's health and fitness, and let's say you have an article on, let's go down here, on acne, or you have a product on acne, for example. You're going to contact every single one of these people that have written an acne article. So how to reduce the appearance of pores. So you want to go through here and say, okay, so who's this person? I want to contact them. They have a nice looking website. I'm going to contact them to see what they, if they're interested in promoting my Cure Acne report. So eZine Articles, it takes a lot of work to do this, but it's very simple work. You're just going out there, finding people in your marketplace, and then reaching out to them and contacting them. Another great way to get joint venture partners is to go out on Facebook and do searches on Facebook for people that are in your niche market. Look for pages of people that are in your niche market. Send them a private message. Do the same thing on Twitter. Go out there on Twitter, look for people in your marketplace on Twitter that are out there as well. So here's twitter.com/search, and let's just type in, let's say, home business. And so here's a guy, MLM Home Biz. It looks like, he's got 20,000 followers. Well, I could come here onto Twitter here, follow him, and then maybe send him a direct message if it allows me to, and say, hey, I've got a product that hits that exact market that you're trying to go after. So it's it's actually a really, really good way to go. So Twitter search is definitely another way to reach out and find affiliates for you. All right, so the next method that we're going to be talking about here is blog commenting. It's another great way to get targeted website traffic. The next source of traffic is blog commenting. It's a method that many would consider to be an older method, but it is a method that's still valid and that can still work for you. So what you want to do is go to google.com/blog search. So go to google.com/blog search. And what you want to do is go out here and just do a simple search for the particular niche that you're trying to go after, because you only want to leave comments on targeted blogs. So let's go here, for example, and let's just say golf. We're going to bring up all of the golf related blogs that come up. So here's one. Let's see. Golf channel. Let's go here. Golf blog. Okay. The Gotham golf blog, Husky golf blog, and let's just click on that. That is his actual website. This looks like it's for an actual college out there. And you'll notice here they do have a comment option. So you can actually come in here, leave a targeted message on this actual blog, and at the very end you could put a link to your golf related website. So that's one way where blog commenting works really, really good. As you go out here to Google blog search, you find relevant blogs. So these are golf, blogs related to golf if that's your market. You could find other ones related to fitness, health, acne, relationships, earning money online, whatever the case is. You'll find a particular blog post here. So here's one from June 25th. And then go in here and post your comment. You could comment as your Google account, WordPress. You can choose, which profile you want to use. And as long as your profile has like your website link in it, you're going to be good to go. So let's go back here. This one's on like Google blog search there. And let's do one other search here to find another targeted blog. So let's go make money online. And so here's a blog. Let's see. How can teens make money online? We'll go through here and you can actually scroll down. Here's the comments, and then you can come down here to the very bottom and leave a comment yourself. So you put in your name. So use your real name here, your email, and it could be like at Gmail or at Hotmail, and then your website would go here, and then leave your comment here. So that's how that works. So you're basically just going out, Google blog search, great way to find blogs. You can search through to find blogs in your particular niche market. And what you're going to be doing there though is, go out there, leave your comment, make sure your comment's relevant. Like, don't just say, oh, this was helpful or this was good, but go out there and be very specific and say, I like this post because of this, or I agree with you here, or I disagree with you here. Actually act like you read the blog post, because that's going to increase the chance that they're going to approve your comment and therefore approve your link right with it. Because if you notice here, all these people right here, they've actually come here and made a relevant comment that then went in here and linked right back to their particular website. So if you click on here, this is actually linking to this guy's website, trafficmarketingdaddy.com. So this is linking to this guy's particular website. He just went out, made a comment, saw a good relevant blog post, and made a good comment. And so again, you're doing all this google.com/blog search. Google.com/blog search. And that's a great way. It's a blog search engine. You can find all kind of blogs that you can submit to. Another place you can go is blog directories. Do a search on Google or Yahoo. This one, whatever pops up here, this will list of, here's a list of blog directories. So you can go out to these particular individual blog directories and just simply do a search to find individual blog directories. Like blogcatalog.com is one of the bigger ones. And so you can go out here and do a search for, let's just say, fitness. And this will pull up a various amount of fitness blog posts or blogs out there. So Hive Health Media, Michael Jordan, this is his fitness lessons from Michael Jordan. And if you scroll down here, most of the time you're going to see a comment section. So here's an option to leave your comment. And within that, you can actually, upload an image with it. You could put a link with it, those types of things. So you can just find it through blogcatalog.com. You could also find blogs in your niche market with Google blog search. The key thing is go out there, make a few comments. You don't need to do a ton of these. You could do 3 or 4 a day. You could do 5 if you want. Another cool thing is if you're on somebody's email list in your niche market and they send you an email and they say, hey, I've just posted a new blog post, go out there as soon as you get that email, leave a comment on that blog post, because they sent it to their email list, they're going to be getting traffic, so you're going to be able to pick up some residual traffic that way as well. So it's a great way to just go, boom, I'm going to jump in here, post a comment all the traffic that ends up coming through may end up seeing my comment, may actually click on my link. You're also getting a backlink from a relevant website, which also helps you overall in the search engines. So blog commenting, it's a method that's been around a while, and if you do it the right way, then you leave an actual good, useful comment, it's actually going to get approved, and it's going to help everybody. Everybody wins that way. The person that is creating the content, they want comments. Even if you're using it to build your backlinks, they want them because they know the more comments they get, the more social engagement points they're going to get with the search engines. It's a win-win all around. You're helping them, they're helping you. It's a great thing to do as long as you're doing it right and not just spamming them with links that are, wrong, or you're posting like a name that's like a keyword. Just post your real name in there when you're leaving comments and you're good to go. Traffic method number 23 is viral report. So viral reports is basically, it's another form of viral marketing. You want to create a very nice, solid piece of content. According to Wikipedia, it's a way that it gets your content shared from social networks and social phrases. So viral marketing, it's something that's been around a very long time, where it kind of spreads like a virus. And the purpose here is you want to create a report like a PDF. It could be an ebook, a variety of different topics here that you can actually sit there and create, and you want that to get shared around on the internet and passed around. So the key parts here is you want to go out to like the Q&A sites is a great spot to go. So if you go to answers.yahoo.com, which we talked about as one of the traffic methods earlier in this part number 2 here, and you want to go out, you want to see what kind of questions people are asking. So you can look at the popular ones, which will show you kind of the more popular questions and answers. You can go out here and just do a search on answers. So let me just do a search here, and let's say acne. So let's say I'm an acne expert and I want to help people with that because there's ClickBank products I can recommend. What acne products work best to get fast and effective results? What acne products will work for my skin? Right here is a couple of questions that you could instantly take, do just a little bit of research on, and you could have a page of a viral report. A viral report doesn't need to be even 10 pages. It could be between 5 to 7 good quality pages of content, 5 to 7 articles even that you have pieced together of some of the best articles that you've written, and you could throw those into a report. You can use the viral report by offering like giveaway rights to it as well. In your marketplace, you can allow people to give it away. You could give people incentives for sharing it. Like if they share it, you give them like a coupon code. If they share it on Twitter, for example, you could say, hey, if you can contact my support desk and show me that you shared this on Twitter or you posted it on your Facebook wall, then I will give you a coupon for 20% off my products. That's kind of the purpose here. So go out to the Q&A sites and actually create a report around these. And these could be 5 to 7 articles. A short 5 to 7 report would be just fine. And then you can go out to a site like SlideShare.com or other document sharing websites. You can actually go out to these particular websites, which we'll talk about as another traffic method moving on here, and you can actually share your report on here because they allow you to report to actually upload PDFs, and we'll talk about that more in method number 25 as well. But this is another way to kind of get your content out there in another medium. So you're also going to use it as your giveaway. So you're actually able to list build. You could do a video around your report. You could do a press release around your report to kind of help it go viral and pick up the momentum. You could do the incentive game where you actually give them an incentive by contacting you. You give them a coupon, those types of things. Lots of different options you can do with viral reports. The key thing is you want to have a really good report that people want to share, with people they know and love. And a great way to do this, again, the Q&A sites here. Yahoo Answers, do a search for your keyword. Let me just type in the phrase golf slice. So how to quick get a fix for, how to quit slicing the golf ball. Their spelling's a little bit off. How can I get rid of my golf slice but still swing with a lot of power? So these are all options. You could say, wow, okay, right here, okay, people want to know how to quit slicing the golf ball. They want to know how to cure it. I'm a beginner golfer, so like how to cure golf slice for beginners. How can I get rid of golf slice and have power? So these are really good article ideas that you could take and create, and Yahoo Answers gives you these right at your disposal. You just have to type in your niche and you can find them, create a report around that content, and this could also go down clear to like video marketing. You could create videos around these, create slides around these options, and then go out there and submit them as well. So lots of possibilities here as far as viral reports go for viral marketing. Traffic method number 24 is video marketing. Video marketing is one of the fastest ways that you can start getting traffic to your website as well. It's very popular. As you know, by Alexa standards, YouTube is one of the most popular websites on the internet. If you go to alexa.com and you look at their top sites category, you're going to find YouTube is the third most visited website globally, meaning in the world. So it is the third most visited website. It's actually ahead of Yahoo themselves, which is also a huge website. It's ahead of Amazon. It's ahead of even Wikipedia, Windows Live. It's ahead of all those big players. Facebook just recently jumped ahead of YouTube as well. So YouTube is an absolutely huge way to get traffic. Another nice thing about YouTube is that your videos can actually get listed in Google as well. And here's kind of an example of, just basic videos that can do very, very well for you. So you can see here, here's just some, very basic videos out here. And this right here is just a very simple video that just has content, that just has information just streaming through it. And it's just got background loops with it. It's super, super simple. And it's just got very basic music set to it. And it's just got background loops that are just looping through here. And right here, this video has 539,223 views on it on YouTube, and it's sending a pile of traffic. And it shows up when people are looking for free motion background loops, free video background loops, but that's a lot of potential exposure. And you can see down here there is a link in the format of http://// so the link is not www, that actually links right over to a squeeze page, for example, straight from a YouTube video, and it goes right here. And that means there's been over it's over 500,000 exposures to this squeeze page, and this builds a nice solid email list on a consistent basis. So there's a lot of potential with video marketing. You do not need to be an expert to create videos. It does not take a lot to create videos. You can actually create videos with Windows Live Movie Maker by just simply taking pictures that you find on the internet related to your niche. You can actually go out to a site like pixabay.com, which is a royalty-free picture website. You can go out here and just do a simple search for your marketplace. So let's just say happiness. That's kind of you're selling self-improvement. So you can go here, Shutterstock, they're like an affiliate of theirs or something like that. But you can come out here, find these pictures that you have the rights to use. Pixabay, on a lot of these pictures, you actually have the rights to go through and use them. This is a public domain picture that you could use. So I could just right click, save this image together, and then I've got some videos or some pictures that I can actually start using related to happy and those types of things. And I could put those together into a slideshow using the free Windows Movie Maker. The other option that you can do is go in here, just like you've got a PowerPoint slide here. You can go in here and create PowerPoint slides. You could even take your articles, for example, that you've written and maybe already submitted. You could take sentences of your articles and make them bullet points on your slides. And then you can use a free software called Cam Studio to actually record the actual content. So Cam Studio, it's just camstudio.org. And just go to camstudio.org. And this is actually a free software that works on Windows, and it actually is a screen capture software that record what's going on your screen. Another one that costs money, but it's by far the most popular one out there, it's called Camtasia by a company called TechSmith. And you can do even a free trial to kind of test it out and produce several videos, but you can actually create quite a few videos with Camtasia. The other software that I was talking about was Windows Live Movie Maker, which generally comes pre-installed on most Windows computers, but if not, you can just do a search for Windows Live Movie Maker and download it straight from Microsoft's website that you see here. Get Movie Maker, you choose your operating system, and you can go ahead and get it. The other thing I wanted to point out for you is there's a Screencast-O-Matic is another website. Screencast-O-Matic. Screencast-O-Matic.com. Screencast-O-Matic. It's another free one that you can use on also a Mac computer to record what's on your screen. So you can take like a PowerPoint slides, and again, if PowerPoint is too expensive for you, you do not have PowerPoint, you can actually go out and use something called OpenOffice, openoffice.org. Download this. It's a free Microsoft Office solution. It's not created by them, but it's actually a good, it's actually very similar to Microsoft Office. It has a similar thing to Word, to PowerPoint, to Excel, to the whole 9 yards. You could actually just create simple PowerPoint slides, even on a gray background with black font, as simple as you can get, and just use like a microphone headset. Like for example here, I'm using a USB headset, which you can get on Amazon. Just go to Amazon.com, type in Logitech USB headset. You can go out here. It's about $27. Most computers have a built-in microphone if you're just getting started. And now right there you've actually got a way to record your content that's fairly inexpensive. So even if you don't go the headset route, you can have the free pictures you can use in your slides, even the free PowerPoint slides, the articles you've written, and you can produce videos for free using Screencast-O-Matic or Cam Studio, using OpenOffice. You can produce your own videos. Then as you get better, you can add more to them. Then all you have to do is simply come over to YouTube, upload the videos, make sure you use good keywords when you're uploading them. Use a description with a link to your squeeze page. Notice this one has 2 links to it, and you're off to the races. It's a really good way to get targeted traffic to your particular offers. You can also go out here to Google and type in submit video, because there's more than just YouTube out there. So you can do a search for submit video. You could do submit video and do like marketing, for example, and maybe come across places where you can submit your marketing videos as well. But just go through here, play around with it. YouTube is a big one out there. It's probably by far going to be the biggest one. It is by far the biggest one you're going to come across, and you're going to get the most results from it. But you may also want to consider other sources where you can submit your video online. There is a program out there called Traffic Geyser, which I will show you what that looks like here. It's called Traffic Geyser, and it is a program where you can actually do automated video submissions to multiple video sites as well, and it's all kind of funneling traffic to your page. It's not a bad idea to consider. You can go through their website to really get an idea, but that's Traffic Geyser is what it's called. It's a great way to get a video submitted to more than one video site out there and on the internet. But definitely you want to integrate YouTube and video marketing into what you're doing, because when you're doing Google searches now, even you're seeing video results that are coming up. So here's an example. So inside the search here, you've got images. Sometimes you'll have videos that will actually pop in here. There's just a lot of different options. No matter what it is you're searching for, you see it right here. Like here's a Doberman Pinscher video that pops right up here from YouTube, straight from YouTube, when I type in just Doberman Pinscher even. So you can get the idea here that people are using video all the time. Google's putting a lot of weight on it. Video marketing is absolutely huge. Traffic method number 25 is document sharing sites. It's another great way to get targeted traffic to your website from authority sites that the search engines like. Document sharing websites are a tremendous way for you to start getting traffic to your offers. I'm on a website right now called SlideShare.net. This is a website that lets you submit pictures, it lets you submit PDF files or even PowerPoint slides. You can also, to get the most effectiveness, is to create your content in like PowerPoint, or use OpenOffice from openoffice.org to use their version of PowerPoint, which is free. And you can go out there and use that version to produce PowerPoints that you can then turn into PDF slides and then upload to document sharing sites. You could also take ebooks or write short reports like viral reports, where we actually touched on that. 5 to 7 page short reports that really solve a need in your market, and then you could turn around and upload those with a website link in them to a site like SlideShare. And SlideShare is just a great website. It's got a lot of traffic on it already. You can go out there, you just want to follow their guidelines. You don't want to submit garbage. It needs to be unique content. It needs to be of high quality. And what you're going to do is go out there, follow their steps to upload the content. So you can see here it says upload, and go through their process to get it uploaded. You can upload PDFs, PowerPoint files. The best thing I like to upload are PDFs. You can do videos if you have like a pro account, but most of the time your best bet is going to be like PDF files. So there's SlideShare out there. There's also other document sharing sites on Google that you can come across as well. eBizma again has a very nice listing of file sharing websites out there. These are other places you can just upload direct files to them. Some of these are other like non-document sharing sites, but you can kind of play around with that particular list. And then you can do another search for sites like SlideShare. There's Vimeo. There's several other sites out there. Similar site search will give you a really good idea as well. There's Slide Boom. And these are all additional websites, that are different from SlideShare.net. Slide Rocket, this is another one that you can use to upload content and get it shared online. And the key part is just go out there and find similar sites related. DocsTalk is another big one. Docstalk.com, DOCSTOC.com, and this is another really big one where you can actually upload your content. And you might want to consider, if you're doing a lot of content, a premium membership. And so like with any of these traffic methods, you want to just keep your budget in mind and understand, hey, is this going to be worth it or not? Am I going to get a return from it? Am I going to actually use this? Am I going to submit enough content to make it worthwhile? But with these sites, it's just a matter of taking content you already have. It could be articles that you've already submitted to like eZine articles, and you could actually turn them into complete PDFs, or convert several of these articles that you've done into PDFs and just repurposing that content onto another site that's going to draw in a different segment of customers and people for you. So really consider SlideShare.net, DocsTalk, and other document sharing sites as part of your overall web traffic strategy. And this actually wraps up our 25 traffic methods training for you.